What's going on, everybody? David here. Got Jason here, Jason from Flashpoint Capital. We are finally here at first show. So I didn't really bring up a topic today. We didn't really decide on anything. So we're just going to kind of do a Q&A. So as you guys come in here, just let me know you're here. I'm going to have Jason come up in a second. But we will be doing live streams on Monday. So Monday at, I think we're going to go with 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And let's see here. I think everything is going okay. Let me know if there's any issues, guys, and we'll go ahead and introduce. He's not our guest now. He's the co-host of our show. So let me go ahead and have him in here. Let me open it up real quick. All right, what's going on, Jason? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, David? How you doing, man?
Everything is good. Everything is good. All right, so guys, let us know if there are issues or anything like that. I don't know why I'm not seeing my viewer, like my, okay, I think it looks okay, yeah. My chat wasn't showing for a minute, but I think we're good now. Okay,
yeah, it looks good over here.
Yeah, let us know if there are any issues. This is our first time, so like it's not our. We did one before, but this is the first time I'm using this software to do it, so it is just a little bit different. So if there are any issues or anything like that, please feel free to let us know. Now, it's a Q&A, guys, so if you guys have questions, you guys have topics you want to talk about, go ahead and put it out there. I'll let Jason talk a little bit about his channel and what he brings to the table. So go ahead, Jason. What's Flashpoint Capital? What's this all about?
Man, so Flashpoint Capital is just all about, pretty much the same topics that you cover on your channel. It's all credit cards, and just how to travel for less. It initially started off as like trying to, give people credit tips on how to get hard inquiries removed and how to get charge-offs removed and things like that. But as I started to get deeper and deeper into the points and miles game, it just kind of, matriculated into what it is now, which is mainly like trying to give people better advice on, certain credit cards, what to get, how to maximize their spend. And, I plan on doing a little bit more traveling in the future. So I'd like to turn it into some like a vlog series at some point as well. So that would be nice.
Yeah. What happened to the videos, man?
Hey, man, when I got back from Mexico, it was funny because I looked at my GoPro footage, and the footage, like I had, water splashes all over it, and some of it was kind of blurry. So there's a lot of stuff that I still have to go through, and I'm still piecing the days together because it was like 3 or 4 days of stuff that I did, while I was out there. I was rarely at my hotel. So just piecing all the footage together, because I took some footage with my phone, I took some footage with my GoPro, and then stuff with my camera. So, trying to get all those things to run in together and then actually have it like really good footage, that can be pretty difficult. So it's taken a little bit of time. So, yeah.
Yeah, no worries, brother. Let me, okay, I'm going to make an adjustment because this is just bothering me. So you're low on the screen, so we're going to make you a little bit larger here so you fit the screen better. Put it up a little bit higher because it looks like you're falling off the screen there.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh, let's see here. All right, I think that looks good. That looks good. All right, good. Okay, yeah, I know, man. I'm I know how it goes when you start shooting a bunch of footage and then you get to a point where it's like, okay, now I have to put it all together and I have to watch it all over again to figure everything out. So yeah, I totally understand that, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's harder than most people think. So it's a lot of footage. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, but it was a fun trip, though. I can't complain. So, it'll be worth it when it finally comes together.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, so when you get it together, just let us know. And put it in the WhatsApp group. Put it in the WhatsApp group so we'll know. Let me get this monitor.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Everything is all different right now. Move things around a little bit. Okay, you guys are going to see the end of that monitor. We're just going to have to do that. Okay. All right, guys. Questions. Actually, let's do shout outs first. So, if
Yeah,
you
I was
guys
just
are in the
gonna.
room, in the building, just first off, please hit the like button so we can bring some more people in. And then also, let us know you're here just by saying what's up. Give me a little thumbs up or happy face or something just so I can give you a shout out. And we'll go ahead and get that started right now. Let's see here. And I still, like I said, I need to get adjusted. There's so many different things going on right now, and my screen is very, very tiny. So I will do my best here. All right, Dolly, thank you for stopping by. Jessica, what's going on? Scott, what's going on? David, what's up? Let's see, Asif, what's going on, buddy? Nate and Jess, thank you guys for stopping by. Michael, how you doing? Anthony, what's going on? And we know Flashpoint's in the building. Let's see. The Joe Hill Experience, what's going on? Mr. Choco, what's going on? And who else do we have in the building here? Miss K, how you doing? First time seeing you here. Corey, what's going on? Let's see. Solid Liquid Fox, what's going on? Donnie, what's going on? And Casey, how you doing? Rolo, what's up? Altered Illusions, what's going on? Thank you guys all for stopping by. And like I said, please hit that like button. We can bring more people in by doing that. And we're doing Q&A today, so ask me, ask Jason, any questions you guys want, and we'll try to answer them for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see.
Yeah,
Do
I'll
we have
try my
anything?
best.
We got anything in here?
Well, I just saw Dolly. She just posted that Schwab has the 100K offer for the platinum card,
Oh yeah,
for their
yeah.
platinum card.
I saw that in the
And
WhatsApp group. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, so I actually have a Schwab account, and that's what it requires in order for you to be able to get that card. And
Okay.
so um, seeing that 100K offer kind of makes me want to go for that card now. Yeah, so I'm pretty tempted, but I just got out of 524 on the 17th. I was just notified, by all of my credit bureaus that all of my stuff just, like I had a inquiry removed that was 24 months old, so
Okay.
it worked out. So now I'm at a 524. I'm back down to 424. So I still want to try to get some chase cards before I get that. So hopefully that's still around, sometime soon.
So what is your plan? What are you thinking about getting?
So, I honestly don't know because I really want to get two more chase cards. I'd be stingy to try to go for three more. I just don't feel like taking those hits to my personal credit score with the inquiries. I mean, it's only like maybe 3 or 4 points, sometimes, but I just took like 4 straight inquiries when I did the Amex Marriott card. And
Uh-huh.
then I did all of the Chase Ink cards. So I did all of those in a row, and my credit just took a pretty big hit. It was probably about 15 points. And 15 points, I mean, some people say, hey, it's just 15 points, but 15 points to me is a lot. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I'm not sure if I want to get greedy, and, I want to try to avoid those shutdowns too. So I think maybe one business card and one personal card, and then I'll be done with Chase.
Okay, okay. Yeah, the Charles Schwab. I did see that. I didn't look it up, or I didn't have time to to look up that info. And what? I have a Charles Schwab card, like the checking account, but like, what
Yeah,
account
yeah,
are they
yeah.
looking for?
No, that's you have to be affiliated with them. So you have to have what is the investor checking account, and then you also have like it has to be combined to the investor account, like the brokerage account, and
Oh, I see.
that's the only way you can apply for that card is if you have both of those accounts. So.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so I mean, if you have them, obviously you have is it that white card?
Yeah, the white. The
Yeah,
I got it for travel. I mean, I haven't
yeah.
used it yet,
Well,
but I got it for travel. That's the reason I got it.
Well, the cool thing is about that card is when you have that, that investor checking account, you have to deposit money into the brokerage account, and then you have to transfer that money to the investor checking account, so that way you can access that debit card. And
Uh-huh.
I like that debit card because and this is probably the only time I'll ever probably talk about using a debit card. And, you think about it, some cards do have foreign transaction fees, and not every single card will, come with no foreign transaction fees. And not everyone will actually have access to those cards that have no foreign transaction fees. So what you do is you kind of go around the system, you game the system like we're trying to do in general. And you put money into the brokerage account, you transfer it to the investor checking account, and that debit card, you can go to any ATM and they will waive the ATM fees worldwide. It doesn't matter where you go. So you could literally just have all your money in that account and just go to anywhere, even in the United States. It doesn't matter. You're gonna see a charge for it, and then you're gonna see a credit back for for that ATM fee. So you literally pay no ATM fees ever as long as you're using that card. So that's what I like about it.
Yeah,
It
that's
came in
why I
handy when I was
got
in
it.
Mexico.
Oh, did you use it in Mexico?
Yeah, I
Cool,
did. Because
cool. Yeah.
I don't like carrying cash, because when I was younger, I legit would just stuff it into my pockets, and sometimes it'd be in the same pocket as my keys to my car, and I would just whip my keys out like nothing, forgetting about my money. And next thing you know, I'm out like $80. And when you're broke and in college, like $80 is a lot of money, and you're like,
Yeah.
shit, So
Yeah, cool, cool. All right,
yeah.
guys, put the questions in the chat. So if you guys have questions, let us know so we can get something going here because we don't have a topic. So, but that is good though. That platinum, and that's going to be 100,000. So,
Yeah, I like that. I mean,
yeah,
that's enticing. That's going to make a lot of people really want to try to. I mean, everything's. I always think everything's like a game. Like they do it just to get more customers, in the door,
well,
whatever it
it's a
is.
business. Yeah, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, definitely, yeah. But I mean, if I had to choose one, I'd probably go with Schwab, anyways. Just to be honest.
Yeah. Is there a different? I haven't never looked at the card. Is it the same card or is it?
So it's the same exact. It looks the exact same as the platinum card. The only thing is it has Charles Schwab on it, and it just looks a little bit more fancier. That's all it is.
Okay.
So imagine you're at a high-end restaurant or something, and you decide, I mean, obviously we wouldn't be dumb enough to put dinner on the platinum card, but if you decided to, then you could just whip it out, and then someone might, if you're really trying to impress people, whatever, you whip out and it says Charles Schwab on it, then maybe it'll hold a little bit of weight, but not. In my opinion, I don't. I mean, I get good feedback on my Rose Gold card, and
Mm-hmm.
people are like, "Oh, this is a nice card," and I'm like, "Yeah, but it doesn't happen as often as most people think." So, I don't think most people would even recognize, Charles Schwab if they're not really into investing, or if they're not in the financial industry of some sort, or into credit cards in general. So, yeah,
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I see it small. Now,
yeah.
I don't have, let's see, if I move, I'm trying to think I know I can do this screen here, but I think that's going to be you. Yeah, that's going to be you. Trying to see how I can drag this in here. No, it's
All
not going
right.
to work. It's not going to work.
That's all me.
Yeah, it's all you.
That's
Yeah,
all
so
me.
you know what? Next time I'll have everything set up a little different, just so I can pull up because I can't do a screen capture because the screen that I'm using, you're on that screen, so I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
use
No, no,
it.
it's all good. It's all good.
So
So,
it's gonna be trial and error, guys. So we'll
yeah.
figure it out, and then once I figure it out, then we'll be over on Jason's channel. Then he'll be figuring it out. So we're gonna be bouncing back and forth. But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So how was your trip, man? You showed us some pictures, some video, and how was your trip to Mexico?
Man, my trip was really good. I was out there for 5 days, and I can't complain. So I have gold status with Hilton through
Mm-hmm.
well, it was the Ascend card, but now it's the American Express Surpass card with,
Mm-hmm.
the Hilton co-branded card. And I told them, that I had gold status with them, and I tried to get the upgrade. Unfortunately, I didn't get the upgrade, but they gave me $150 in credits that I could use while I was there. Um, I ended up not using any of the credits just because I had other things that I had paid for while I was going to be there. Um, that didn't involve being in the hotel. So I was rarely in the hotel. So there was really no point in using any of the credits.
Mm-hmm.
And, but they did treat us, well, I felt like they paid attention to us like almost immediately. And, you're given, it was an all inclusive resort. It was adults only. And you're given certain color wristbands, and they pay attention to what color your wristband is. So, like I would imagine that that's how they service you a lot faster and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
it was a really pleasant trip. Hilton was a nice place, and I went out to Playa del Carmen, and it was so quiet, but they still had the tourist spots out there, and they actually it was crazy. I was going to send you something through the WhatsApp group, and they had a Thompson Hotel right down the road,
Mm-hmm.
and we were able to go into the Thompson Hotel and enjoy the bar that was, it was a rooftop bar. It was pretty cool. So, everything was nice out there. The only bad thing was when I got back about 2 days later, I got sick for about a week.
Oh
So
man.
I might have been sitting in on the live streams, but I was sick. So I was dedicated.
Got it. Damn, that's crazy, man. So, and you flew out there, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I flew Southwest. It was my very first time flying Southwest, and how I did that was I booked it through points, and I just transferred. I believe it was something like 40,000 Chase points over to Southwest, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot cheaper than other. Like United was, going for I think 100,000, and I was like 100,000 just to Mexico. That's especially me. Like I'm close to Mexico right now, so I could see if I were coming from California to all the way out there where I was going, but no, man, I couldn't do that. So I was just trying to salvage points, really. But my first time going through Southwest, it wasn't a bad. I didn't have any bad experience either. The flights were smooth. You better believe I was praying before we took off, though, because all those what are they? They canceled all those flights and stuff. So
Was that around that time? They were
well,
canceling all those flights?
yeah. So they had grounded was it the seven? I don't remember what 737 Max. I don't remember. It was the
Uh-huh.
Boeing, the Boeing planes, and right after that they started canceling more destinations, and I'm like, okay, well, what's going on here? It was just crazy.
Are they flying that 737, the Max, the eight?
No, they're not. It was
Okay.
it was it was something else. I can't remember what plane it was, and but it was a smooth ride. I couldn't complain.
Yeah.
And I see Mr. Choco over here saying California is close to Mexico. I know that, but like I think California is a lot further from Playa and Cancun than I
Yeah.
am. I'm closer to the Gulf than California. California is closer to like,
TJ,
out there.
man. Tijuana.
Yeah, Tijuana,
Baja,
yeah.
California.
Baja
That's where we're
California,
close.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, so I figured something like that would have been a lot more expensive, and to me, it wasn't worth burning 100,000 points just for two people to fly out to Mexico, which
Yeah, that
I
make
mean,
yeah, that's
it was a 2 hour flight, if that. So
yeah, that's crazy, man.
yeah.
I might
That
have
was
even
just
just
ridiculous.
bought the ticket. I wonder how much the tickets were for cash. Did you look at that?
Yeah, actually, I did. I priced it, and it was something around 900
Oh
for
wow.
two. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
for
surprised.
two. Okay.
Yeah, 900 for two, and then you had to pay the taxes on that. And I think I ended up spending like 120 in taxes. But
Okay.
you know, when you save with so that was just domestic tax. I had to pay the international tax, but with the domestic tax, it came out to a little over $1,000, and the points took care of all that. And then the international fees came in, and then I had to pay the 120. So when you save a little over $1,000 and only have to pay 120, I'll take that any day with points.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a few questions in here. Now, if you guys have questions specifically for us, put at TEC, Flashpoint Capital. So that'll be Flashpoint Capital FP. C or something like that, just to get our attention, just so we know what's going on.
Yeah. You guys can just put at Flash or Flash. I see it all the time. Everyone's
Okay.
always putting Flash whenever whenever I'm talking like to anyone on your live stream. So, yeah. So I
Cool,
see
cool.
one question right
Go
here.
ahead.
D-Fish asks, what are your most used cards right now? So my most used cards right now are going to be my Hilton Surpass card. I'm putting a lot of everyday spend on that card right now because you have to, in order to get that free night, which is, I mean, in my opinion, the Hilton free night is probably the best free night that you can get out of any of the hotel cards, just because it has fewer restrictions and you can redeem it for it. It's almost unlimited. I believe you just can't redeem to some of their more luxurious, like category, is it 8, I believe. I think you can't redeem for like certain category 8s, but like when you think about it, all the other cards are like category 4s or, up to 35,000 points. This is almost uncapped. And so I think that free night is pretty valuable. So I'm putting a lot of everyday spend on there because you have to hit like a 15K threshold to get that free night. But when you think about it, you spend 15K at 3 points a piece, you're going to get a pretty good amount of points, and then you get that free night.
Mm-hmm.
But I already have the bonus too. I got the 150,000 sign up bonus. So right now I'm sitting at around 160,000 points, just in Hilton points. So that's doing very limited spending right now. And then other than that, I'm using the gold card for dinner. Anytime I go out to dinner or anything like that.
Okay. Grocery stores too?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
now I'm doing grocery stores because I usually shop at like a Sam's or Costco, and there isn't one around me now that I've moved. So I'm going to like the local grocery stores. I'll go to Whole Foods or anything like that. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the Chase Sapphire Reserve is a card that I use pretty much. That's my daily driver, I guess you'd call it. So I use that all the time. And then I'll also use the Chase Ink card, the Eaton Cash card. I've been using that card a lot.
Yeah.
I just hit the minimum spend on it, but I'm still using it. Like it's working for me. I can go to office supply stores and get 5 points for every dollar spent, and I'll do that from time to time. I'll just go to there's certain things that, like let's say I go to grocery shopping. There's certain things that I know. Okay, I can go to office supply store and get these items. So I'll just hold off on that, and then I'll go get them at the office supply store. So that's kind of been what I'm doing.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll do the same with my Ink Cash card. I'll go to an office supply store if I'm ever going to go get anything from like Best Buy. And, like usually there's like a Office Depot and a Best Buy like right next to each other. So it's just like hit that place up first and then go to Best Buy with a gift card just to get that 5X. So usually that's what I'll do.
Cool. All right, we have a question about Colombia. So let me. I
No,
don't know
that's all
what
you,
question.
brother. Go
I
ahead,
don't know what
take
you're
it.
laughing at. What question did you see? But I see this one about Colombia. Am I planning a trip, a group trip to Colombia in 2020?
I saw that.
And that's Corey asking the question. I am going to Colombia in probably late February for Carnival, but that's the only thing that I mean, and that's as a WhatsApp group. And I don't know, Corey, if you're in our WhatsApp group, but anyway, that's our plan. That's our next trip. So we'll be out there. But I shouldn't say that's my next. I'm going out there prior to that. So I'm going out there in October, but then in 2020 I'll be out there for Carnival. So should be a good time then. Okay, let's see. What other questions do we have here?
I see one in here.
Go ahead.
Asif. He says, guys, I'm new to the points game and only have 2 cards. Should I start with Chase ecosystem or Amex? And obviously, both you and I are probably going to agree on this. So I would go with Chase first, just because the 524 rule. And since he has 2 cards already, I'd probably go for like one business, then one personal, one business, and one personal. So that way he's able to kind of get as many as he can before burning up those 3 card spots.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I agree 100%. I know David will probably tell you different, but he's gonna
Yeah,
say hey, American Express all the way. But yeah,
exactly. He's like,
if you're new in the game, Chase is probably your better. Your because of 524, you want to get those cards first, and then you can work into getting some of the other cards. So yeah, I totally agree. And the business cards, if you can get them, they're worth getting. They're definitely. I mean, it's amazing. You know, we're talking about like the Chase Ink Cash card. That's a no annual fee card, 50,000
exactly.
sign up bonus, and it has 5 point categories. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
The
just
crazy thing
ridiculous.
too is that you get 2x on gas and 2x on dining. So it's like, what's the
Hmm.
point of even that's what kills me with Chase right now, is because what's the point of even having the Chase Sapphire Preferred? And I say that now, but that was, back then I wasn't comfortable paying the 450 annual fee, and I couldn't justify spending 450 on a card, even though with the credits now I can. I clearly see it, but I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and there's really no point in having it when you have a card like the Chase Ink Cash that has no annual fee. You have 5% categories, and you get 2x on gas and dining. Like that's
Hmm.
pretty much like travel and dining.
Yeah,
So
but the only problem is you can't transfer those points unless you have
that's
one of
true.
the
That
top tier cards. Or I should
that's
say
true.
top tier, but yeah, the Sapphire Preferred, Sapphire Reserve, or the Chase Ink Business Preferred.
That's true. And if there's someone who if there's someone who doesn't see any value in the Chase Sapphire Reserve, I would recommend saying, go with the Chase Ink Preferred, because that still
Mm.
gives you 3x on dining, or 3x on travel. I'm sorry, and that has like cell phone protection, all cell phone insurance. It has all kinds of things. Better protections, I think, than the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So, and you can transfer all those cashback points to that account and use it for travel. So, if you're going to pick a $95 annual fee card, go with the better one. And I think the Ink Preferred is probably the better of the two.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So I'm gonna give a
Yeah.
shout out here. We have Cakeology in the building. So I did talk with Cakeology. We're gonna have him on the show. He talks about um, getting business credit. So he's got
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of good
Nice.
information there. Just started
Yeah.
his channel, so he's working on his channel. So go over to his channel, Cakeology. Check out his videos, subscribe to his channel, and we will be having him on the show. I need to get my business right because I mean I've been a sole proprietor ever since I started doing photography, but I really need to work on getting my business right and having a different like establishing real credit with my business because sole proprietor I'm not really, it's still my personal credit. So if I can get it to a point where I have my business and it has its own credit, well, guess what? I can get some more credit cards,
Yeah,
business
exactly.
credit cards specifically for my business, and that will allow me to earn more points the legal way,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
So,
Cakeology, you want to check him out. Go
so I
ahead,
see a
man.
question here from, well, first let me address Julio. Julio said, "Stop talking about the ink cards. I'm jealous I can't get any."
Mm,
So, sorry about that, Julio. You did you go with Amex first? I'm just curious. I'm always curious.
I think,
And then,
is Julio
what's that?
blacklisted? Somebody's blacklisted. It might be Julio from Chase.
Oh, is he? I don't know.
Yeah, it
That'd
might
be.
be him.
Oh crap.
Cakeology, thanks for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Let's see. Do you got a question in there? I
He
can't
said,
pull up.
"Appreciate you guys."
Okay, cool, man. Thank you for the super chat, man. I really appreciate it.
So
Cool.
then I see another one, Supreme Deals. Could I get the Chase Ink if I don't have a business? I'll let you go ahead and take that one.
So the way it works, they're very open to businesses are, how can I say this? I want to say this the right way. You can be a
Yeah.
sole proprietor. So if you're making money on the side, let's say you have a regular job, you work 9 to 5, and then you have something on the side. You're selling on eBay, you're selling on Amazon, you are mowing lawns, doing
Yeah.
something else other than your normal regular job. Just be honest with them and tell them how much money you make in a year, and they're very open to allowing you to have credit, because what they do is if you apply as a sole proprietor, your personal credit is it's in there. It's at risk. So you can,
Right.
if you don't pay it off, then they can come after you as far as your personal credit. So they're taking your social security number. You're not using a tax ID, so there is a connection there, and they're going to look at your income that you make overall. So you can still get those cards, and a lot of people will get those cards and do have those cards, and they put sole proprietor. And it says on the application you can apply as a sole proprietor, so you're not like cheating anyone by doing that.
Right.
So, what do you think, Jason?
Well, so he asked another question. It says, "Do you have to show proof that you're a business?" And the answer to that is no. If you're a sole proprietor, you don't really have to. But in my case, I have an LLC, and I have alerts on my credit reports. So anytime I apply for a credit card, uh, basically that company will send me a letter in the mail asking to verify that I did, apply for that card. And then if I do it through my business, it's the same exact thing. They ask for verification of my LLC and my EIN number. And then I also have to send like a copy of my ID, and I fax it to like one of their, I can go in branch and they can fax it for me. But basically it has to get sent, straight through to their whoever, whatever department that is that's going to, verify all of that information and, and approve you or not. And most of the time, whenever I get that, I know I get approved. And if they send me anything else that I haven't seen, then I know I'll most likely have been denied. But anytime I was getting that letter in the mail asking for a verification, I was like, oh, okay, well, here's my LLC papers, here's my EIN, here's my ID, like copies, take it to a branch. And I know within like a week or two, like that card is going to show up on my accounts. And so, yeah, so normally it's just a little bit longer process for me just because, I've had my identity stolen before, and I'm proactive. So I just try to make sure that, no one's allowed to get on my, into my accounts anymore. Well, at least I try my best to prevent that from happening ever again.
Yeah. Yeah, and in my case, they've never asked me for any other information. Well, they did ask me for more information on a couple of cards, but that's just a phone call where they're asking me, just confirming how much money you make in the business, and I think that was pretty much it. That's all they asked. So
Yep.
they as far as providing documentation, I didn't have to provide any documentation. But you do wanna, you don't wanna lie, okay? So have a business, and if you're making money, be honest with them. If you only make $5,000 in the whole year, just tell them I made
Yeah.
$5,000 in the year. And like I said, they're gonna base it on your business, what you're saying is your business, and then also your personal credit and your personal history to do it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this about Chase, but they actually, well, I mean, there's a week that's, it's Small Business Week, and they actually, I feel like they promote Small Business Week a lot more than any other bank. And I've seen a lot of their, small business commercials and things like that. I've never seen other commercials on small businesses, so they're pretty, I feel like they're pretty friendly in terms of like anybody who's trying to start something from the ground up, or, anyone who has an entrepreneurial mindset. I think, they're pretty friendly in that aspect of everything. So,
All right, so let's move on here. I kind of lost my place. I don't know where that.
oh,
I couldn't find that question.
which one?
The one that we just answered. I see
Oh,
Supreme Deals was asking, could you get a Chase Inc. if you don't have a business?
yeah.
Was that the one that wasn't the one we answered?
Yeah. That was
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay. All right. So let's see. What else we have in here?
I see Kenny Hernandez asked the question: can you use Avios to book a trip to Cancun from the U.S.? I don't. I'm not 100% on that. I know that you can transfer Chase points to British Airways and book American Airlines using Avios, but I'm not 100% sure if you're able to um, use Avios to fly to Mexico. That's a sorry,
Yeah.
man. Sorry, Kenny, can't help you, man. But I
y-
would imagine probably not.
Yeah, you'll have to check on that. Is there a I mean, the best thing to do, and I tell this to everybody, just to kind of get an idea, because like off the top of my head, Jason, off the top of we can't really think of like, okay, how does this all work? How do you put it all together? Like if I've been there before, then I can tell you, but if I
Yeah,
haven't, I can't really off the top of my head tell you. But if you go to awardhacker.com, type in that
yeah.
information where you want to travel to, they're gonna lay it out for you, and they'll tell you which reward programs will work with flying to Mexico and what airlines would be flying to Mexico. How do how you transfer your points and all that stuff. It's a really good resource. Now, the point value, it might be off a little bit. So they might tell you it's going to cost you 35,000 points round trip. And then you check on the site and it's 40,000 round trip or something like that. But it gives you an idea of, okay, if I do have Avios miles, I can use them I can use them this way. Or I can, if I have Amex, if I have the Amex Ultimate Rewards, or Ultimate Rewards, the membership rewards program, then I can use those points and do it this way to get to Mexico. So that is a resource. That's like my go-to. So anytime I start thinking, okay, I want to travel somewhere, how am I going to get these points? How am I going to transfer these points over so I can fly to this destination? I go to Award Hacker first, and then from there, I take that information and then I'll go directly to the website, and then I'll look to see how I can make that booking. Okay. All right, guys. What questions do we have here?
So we actually, since we've been talking, we've been bombarded with some questions, but it's not nothing that we can't handle.
Go ahead, shoot.
Yeah, it gives us more to talk about. So I see Julio did confirm he's the one that's blacklisted, so that sucks. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that really does suck. And let me see. Okay, so Ty Morton, he said, I went MX Platinum for 100K bonus. Now just got the Chase Inc. Preferred. What should I go for next? Chase Inc. Cash or a Chase Personal card? I'll let you take that.
So, let's see. I was fumbling around with my phone. Let me see. What was the question? I got to be able to see it too. That way I could make sure I address everything.
Yeah, so it's a little bit further up, near.
Oh, I'm at the
Let's
bottom
see.
here.
Yeah, over
Oh,
here.
here's Ty. Okay.
Yeah,
I went
yeah.
Amex Platinum for the 100,000 bonus. Now just got the Chase Ink Preferred. You know what? I like the Chasing Cash. I would go with the Chasing Cash. Now you have the Chasing Preferred, so I would go. I really would go with the Chase Ink Cash and the Chase Ink Unlimited, and get both those sign-up bonuses. It's not going to take any slots away from you as far as the 524. So I think that's probably your best bet, and then go into the personal chase cards if you want to do that. But I think you have two cards there that you could get. If you already have the Chasing Preferred, then you'll be able to get the Chase Unlimited and the Chase Cash, and that's what 50,000 sign up bonus for both cards, or for each card, I should say. So that's 100,000 points right there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how I would go about it. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, honestly, I would say if you're comfortable with taking that hit to your personal credit score to get that Chase Ink Cash, and I don't see a problem in going for all three ink cards right now while you still have the chance, because you're not gonna take up a 524 spot, and afterwards you can always apply for the personal cards. And so it's just maximizing the amount of cards that you get from Chase while you can, before you get shut out because of the 524 rule. So I would say go with the cash, ink cash, and then the personal cards, afterwards. Or if you'd like, go for the ink cash and then get one personal card, take up a spot, and then go for the ink unlimited, and then from there just move on.
Okay, Quicksilver has a question here. So he's just saying that, excuse me, that he was torn between the Chase the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Ink Business Preferred, and he literally went through the Chase. So he got the Chase Sapphire Preferred. He got approved today, and he's like, "Did I screw up?" No, I mean you didn't screw up, and you got what you got. Like I mean it's a 60,000 sign up bonus. So look at that. That's good. Chasing Business Preferred would have been 80, but there's always room for that. You can always get that card. So in the future is what I'm saying. So yeah, you didn't screw up. There one thing that I would do, and I don't know if you travel a lot, but if you do travel, then maybe next year, once this card, the anniversary year of the Chase Sapphire Preferred, maybe think about going to the Chase Sapphire Reserve with that. But yeah, no, there are no screw ups. You got approved. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think anytime you get approved, that's a win.
Yeah. Just yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine with it. And like I said, that Chasing Business Preferred is still there. You can still get it at some point. So the only thing is it has that 80,000 sign up bonus. And if that goes away, then you might miss out on that. But that's that would be the only downfall of that. And if you have any other cards, Quicksilver, let us know.
With the 80, how the ink cards have had these crazy sign up bonuses for so long. The 80,000, the 50,000, the 50,000. I actually heard like maybe about a month and a half ago that they were thinking about cutting the bonuses to whatever. I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but I would imagine that if they're going to cut that, it might be something like with what they did when the Southwest cards had those, high sign-up bonuses recently, and they cut it like almost in half. That would be horrible for anyone trying to get those cards.
Yeah. Okay. D-Fish has a question. It says, do you guys have player twos? So I guess what you're saying, have people as authorized users on your card. I think that's what you're asking. I don't have any authorized users. What about you, Jason?
Actually, I do. I do have an authorized user. So anytime, I have to put all the information on a little, it's almost like a sticky note, but it's laminated, just so she knows, like, hey, these are the cards to use for these categories. But I'm trying to get my player two into the actual, credit card system as well. So that way we can kind of maximize our points that we can earn over the course of a year, just in terms of sign-up bonuses. So like if she were going to get a sign-up bonus, and I were going to get a sign-up bonus for that same card, then that's doubling up. That's a pretty good way to kind of get points faster, I think. But, we're still just kind of, playing it slow. Don't want to rush into it just because it's real easy to start, thinking, hey, I can manage all these cards. And I have 8 points earning cards. I have 9 cards total, and I have 8 cards that earn points. And, if you don't have something like Mint, to kind of manage your finances or anything like that, it's real easy to get carried away with some of your spending. And so, I always make sure like I'm on top of my finances like crazy. So, managing 8 cards is pretty simple for me. But I feel like if we were to get her into it as well, it would be a completely different story, because then now you're having to manage, maybe 16 cards. Yeah. I think, it's amazing how there's some people out there in the space that they have 42 plus, 43, 45 cards, and they're actively using maybe 20, 24, 25 of them. I'm like, well, how do you do that? I mean, that's a little, people go to extremes, and they have the spreadsheets and all that. I think that's a bit extreme.
I agree with you.
I don't know if I'm willing to do all that.
Yeah. And I mean, I have all my cards pretty much in one ecosystem, so I only have one card that's outside of that ecosystem. So I just go to one account, sign in, all my cards show up. It's like, okay, I need to pay this one, this one, this one. So Yeah, that makes it a little easier. But once I do get to that point where I start jumping into the American Express ecosystem, then yeah, I'm going to be doing more juggling.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, this is working for me right now. Okay,
Yeah,
Jay
so I'm the
Strong,
same way.
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. No, you go. Go ahead.
So Jay
Another
Strong has a
question.
question here. He says, if I upgrade my Chase Preferred to the Reserve, will they, let's see, will they pull my credit again? You want to answer that, Jason?
Actually, I don't know for sure if they will or not because I'm thinking about doing the exact same thing
Hmm.
because I made the mistake of getting the preferred. Um, I think it's a soft pull, but don't quote me on that. I know American Express does soft pulls when you've already been a customer of theirs. So for
Hmm.
any card that you try to apply for in the future, like they'll do a soft pull. For this, I'm not exactly sure. I think they will do another hard pull, and that's just to make sure that your credit worthiness is up to par. Because when you get the Sapphire Reserve, you have to like that card starts at a minimum of 10,000 credit limit. So they have to be comfortable with giving you that $10,000 credit limit, compared to if you had 8,000 on the Sapphire Preferred, So I would say yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. I've never done that.
Hmm.
Actually, who's in the building? Let's see. Braveheart just did it.
Okay.
I don't know if he's in the
Yeah,
building right now.
he
He was here
was. He
earlier.
was actually. Yeah, he was here earlier. So I'm not
So
sure if he's still
we'll
here.
hit him up about it when we see him, or if he comes back in, or if I talk to him later. But yeah, you're gonna have to call anyway to do the
Okay, so
product
he
change.
actually answered. He actually just
Okay.
answered right here. He said they would want to pull your credit, but he's like, I have other Chase cards. They just transfer credit from another card to make it 10,000 credit limit. Okay,
Okay.
so the answer is yes. They would pull your credit, and if they didn't feel comfortable giving you that, then they would just take some of the credit limits from some of your other cards, and then they transfer it to that card, so that way you could have that 10,000 limit.
Hmm. Or if you have a card, the Chase Sapphire Preferred that you have, let's say you have
Hmm.
15,000 credit on there, then they can take 10,
Yeah,
keep 5 on the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and then give you it that way. So, yeah, it's worth getting. I would say that if you are traveling, it's worth getting. But yeah, it looks like they'll only pull it if they need to give you additional credit and you don't have it already in the accounts that you
yeah.
have.
Yeah, so I see a reoccurring question. It's happened already. So Supreme Deals asks, would it be better to open a Chase Inc. in branch or online? I think it would be better to apply online. I see Michael S. trying to help out too. He's saying the same exact thing. Definitely better to do it online, just because you never know what kind of questions you're going to get asked when you're applying for this card if you were to go into a branch. So it's better to just, in my opinion, I think if you're a sole proprietor and you're not like a legit business owner and you're just trying to do something, just either to get the cards or to, um, basically just to say you're a sole proprietor, it would be safer to do it online, just because I've gone in branch and I've applied for a card before, and the questions that you get hit with over there, and it, it was completely different than the standard application that they have online. So I would say it's just easier to go online and do the application for that ink card, whichever one you want.
Okay. Is our guys? Let me know if that StreamBot thing is working because it looks
Ooh,
like some people were trying
okay.
to get points or something like that and they weren't able to do it. I don't know if it was working or not.
Okay, so actually, Michael S. Just added to the Chase hard pull. He said Chase will do a hard pull for a limit increase, but not if transferring available credit from another card.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So hopefully that answers your question there when it comes to the hard pull or not hard pull. Let's see here. And then, yeah, like I said, guys, let me know if you guys are trying to get points and stuff. It's not showing up. I don't know why that is. It should be. Let's see here. trying to think on the move right now. Jason, give me some cover while I try to figure this out.
Oh, I got you. I got you. I'm looking for more questions. So,
All right. I think I gotta pull this over.
uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What's the uh-oh about?
Oh, okay. Oh man. Okay. Well, that's cool to know, Julio. I appreciate that. So, Julio was giving me some information saying Aeromexico out of IAH, which is in Houston. It's their largest, airport. Houston to Cancun through Aeromexico is like 20K points one way, which, yeah, that's one way. I got 2 round trip for like 45,000 points, I believe. So, yeah. So that was that was actually a little less than 25 each way. Well, 25 for, round trip, 2 round trips.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. I don't know what's going on with the cloud bot right now, but it either am I missing something? I don't know what I could be missing unless, let's see here. Let me see. Maybe I need to sign back in. All right.
I'm looking through the questions, guys. I'm not trying to sit here and be quiet. So, yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out our stream bot, making sure everybody gets their points.
Yeah, I'm looking at the questions while David takes care of y'all's points. Y'all got to get your points. Come on, guys. So
Gotta get
I'm gonna let him
those.
take care of that. I'm gonna let him take care of that. Okay. So, yeah, Michael, it was actually really good value. I was shocked to get it for such a great deal. 2 round trips for 46,000 plus 100 and I can't remember what I said. I think it was $120 in international taxes and fees, and that's a solid trip in my opinion. So, how long do we plan on being on the live stream? Is this like moving forward? Dolly's asking this question, or do you mean just in general for today? So that's the question. What are you thinking? Like maybe an hour and a half?
Yeah,
2
hour
hours?
and a half I think is a good time.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
yeah, I think we're planning on doing this for indefinite.
Yeah.
So it'll be Mondays. Mondays we'll be on. We'll have topics though. Today I just kind of wanted to come on and just kind of do the first show, but then we'll have some topics in the future, and then I'll have everything set up a little different so I can everything arranged a little better. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the bot. Yeah, it's just not. It is giving you guys your points, I think, but it's not operating because no, that's not it. Yeah, I don't know what's up with it. We'll fix it. We'll fix it later. Your points are still being recorded though, because I'm taking a look at them, and they are changing. Let me just flip to the screen real quick. Actually, I can't do that. Oh, you know what? We can just flip.
So I see one talking about, I think Will Walker. He said, I was told by Chase that if you're already over 10K, you can upgrade to CSR for no pool. Yes, I've heard that as well, and I think that's what Michael was trying to say. So say you have 15K on the Chase FI Preferred, they're not going to do a hard pool. just because you already have above their minimum requirement for the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which is 10,000. So if you already have over that 10,000 credit limit on a different card, and all you're doing is just upgrading, then it wouldn't be it would you wouldn't get an inquiry or like a credit pool. But if like for me, for instance, I think I have like, it's crazy. I have like 9,500 on my Chase Sapphire Preferred. And so in order for me to upgrade, they would probably do a credit pool just to make sure that I qualify for that extra 500, which would be crazy. Like, I mean, so yeah, so I'll probably have to go through that here pretty soon.
All right, HT Chillin, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Thank you very much. He has a question, or he wants to know our opinion. Amex Platinum, Chase Sapphire Reserve. I like Chase Sapphire Reserve. I do.
So I know. Okay, so I actually like both cards, but I like the reserve a lot better just because the credits are easier to use. It's you don't have to go out of your way to get this credit, and what was crazy is that I flew Southwest, and before I flew Southwest, I tried to list them as my airline for my gold card, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this gold card, and or I'm not gonna, I'm gonna try to get this gold card credit, the airline fee credit, and I was sitting here thinking like I was gonna get drunk on the plane, and I'm like, wait a minute, like to be honest, I don't even drink that much. And so I had like one drink and I was like, okay, I think I'm good. And then that drink was free. So I was like, well, shit, how am I going to get this credit if
Charge me
yeah,
so I can get this credit.
I'm like, damn it, charge me something, charge me. I'm like, I'm trying to get $25 each way. Let's go. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking like, the easiest thing to do is if you're going to fly one of those like airlines like Southwest, like you might as well just get Wi-Fi so you can Wi-Fi text or whatever, or, just do the early bird check-in, and that's not even that much either. So that's probably the best way to get that if you're flying Southwest. But, other places you can get the check bags or, reserve your seat, like, pick your seat and all that stuff. You can do all that, upgrade your seat, but I think, you really have to go out of your way to use these credits. And like, I literally have to go out of my way just to get the dining credit. Sometimes I'll go eat at a Shake Shack, or I'll just go get Shake Shack gift cards.
Yeah. And that's the only thing I don't like about, I mean, I like the Amex Platinum. I like the Amex Gold. I think the Amex Gold is a really good card. But I don't like the different little things they make you do. It's just ridiculous. And then they give you just a little bit of what is it? What's the restaurant credits? Is it $10 a month or something like that?
Yeah. It's $10. It's something so small. And
yeah.
And
go ahead, Jason. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, and then I'll go.
I don't like how they do that. I mean, give us a credit. If you're going to give us a credit, give us a credit. I like how Chase does it. That's one of the reasons why the Chase Sapphire Reserve, I like that card. I'm not saying overall it's the best card, but it's easier to use, and it just works. Like, I don't want to have to think every month, oh, I have to go to Shake Shack, or oh, I have to go to the Cheesecake Factory, or whatever. I don't want to have to think that. Like, I want to be able to just go there and get the credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I think and I think that's what Amex is banking on, that you're going to forget, so that way they don't have to worry about that. They don't have to worry about giving you that $10 credit, and they're losing money, so maybe some people are remembering to use those credits. Who knows? But it's probably from all these airline hacks, which is why they got rid of it.
Yeah. And it's one of those deals where they want to be able to say they can offer it. They're offering this to you. Yeah, we give you these credits. So you're paying a $550 annual fee, but we're giving you these credits. Or you're paying $250 annual fee, but we're giving you these credits. But you got to jump through these loops or these hoops in order to get the credit. And so, yeah, there are people that don't use them. They're like, oh, you know what? I didn't use it this month. Okay, I'll use it next month. Oh, I didn't use this. And that's another thing. Like, if you don't use it for the month, it's gone. So it's not
Hmm.
one of those deals where you could at least, get it on the back end. So they really make it hard for you to use the credits. And I think people either they're going out of their way to use it, which is good. That's the way you should do it. Or they're just not getting the cards because they're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, you know what? It's just not worth it for all that. When they read the fine print, then they realize, yeah, I'm not going to use all these credits, or I'm not going to be going to Shake Shack with $10 and getting a credit. I'll just do something else or whatever. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't like how they do that. I don't mind. I like the cards, but I don't like that credit thing. If they change that, they would probably be in a much better situation.
I agree. I agree. Like, because if you think about it, they could have just made it a $120 dining credit in general, and you use it how you want. You know what I'm saying? That would have just been easier. The, I think, let me see, with their Hilton Aspire card, you get a resort credit, and that actually is used for booking. Like, you can use that towards your booking for a resort and get that $250 credit for that resort credit. And I don't understand like why they have to make it so difficult with these other cards, because if that were the case, like somebody like me, I would purchase a flight just to get that $100 credit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And if they made it that easy, it would just be a lot easier. But I guess their whole thing is they hope you know, you don't use it, so they don't have to give you that money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean they're all. Let's face it, they're all banking on that. Like when I say
yeah,
all, I mean all
all
the
banks,
banks.
yeah, all the
They're
credit
banking
cards,
on the fact that
yeah,
you're
for
not going
sure.
to use the points, that you're not going to use the credits that they give you, because that's how they'll save. But they want to put that out there to you so you'll get the card. But they're hoping that you don't spend the points or any of the stuff. But when you start making it harder for people to use, and some people will look at it and say, yeah, it's not worth it. It's just,
Hmm.
I'll get another card that's comparable, like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and use that card because it's easier to use that travel credit.
Right.
So yeah, it can only go you can only go so far with the loopholes until people start realizing, yeah, it's just not a good card.
Right. So Michael was saying, I've heard people getting airline credit when booking a flight under 50 to $100. Depending on the airline, I've heard the same exact thing. The only thing is I'm not willing to, kind of give that a test run if I have really no intention of flying anywhere else, and just to try to test it. And then if it doesn't happen, then I'm out that 50 whatever bucks. Yeah, it's not a lot, but I mean, I can get a lot of food with 50 or $100. That's all I'm saying. And I'd rather
Yeah,
get food. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather get food. Like, I'm a foodie, and so uh, if I can get a nice meal, or just get some really good food when I'm hungry, I prefer that than trying to test out if I'm going to get this $100 airline credit. Maybe or maybe not.
yeah.
So here's another question. Let me see. Uh, 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 Supreme deals, guys. I have over 300K in the CSP. What do you guys think I should do? I have yet to book any trips since I got the card 5 years ago. Wow. Um,
Ooh.
first off, I think you had the CSP. 4 years too long. No. And then I don't know. Honestly, I mean, whatever you do, do not transfer all of your points to to one of the transfer partners, because you never know how you're going to want to use those points in the future. So always keep them flexible right now. Once you make that
Yeah,
decision, then you transfer. But I see that all the time. Some people will, they'll transfer 100,000 points to like Marriott, and they're like, okay, I want to book 5 nights like with Marriott. And I'm like, hold on, you're not doing that. You might get 2.5, 2.5 stay, 2.5 nights over there if you're lucky. So
yeah.
you might get a late checkout with that half day.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I would agree. Like, don't transfer the points. Keep them there. Do not cash the points out. Don't do that either. If you want to travel now, if you want to cash them out by all means.
yeah.
But it's going to be the worst value that you'll get if you cash them out. What I would consider doing if I were in your situation, just like Jason was saying, you're kind of 4 years late on the, well, actually maybe 3 years. It's only been out. Chase Sapphire Reserve's only been out 3 years, so.
Yeah.
What you might want to, what I would do is I would transfer, or I would try to do the product change and get the Chase Sapphire Reserve first before you do anything with those points, because then your points become even more valuable because
Ooh,
you go to
no,
that.
actually, if I can interrupt, I just thought
Uh-huh.
about this. So he's had the Chase Sapphire Preferred for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is automatically already outside of the 48-month rule that they just implemented. So
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I would I would downgrade that Chase Sapphire Preferred to like another Chase Freedom, and then
Mm-hmm.
I would apply for the Chase Sapphire Reserve so you can get that 50,000 bonus.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That's true. That's
yeah,
absolutely true. I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
So yeah,
That makes way more sense. So actually, yeah, he did a good job holding on
but
to that thing. I guess.
the only thing is, how do they work his? If you downgrade the card with the points that you have, I guess those points turn into cashback points.
So they would still show up as UR points, but if he were going to redeem them, they would be redeemed as cashback. But
Yeah.
once he got the Chase Sapphire Reserve, he would be able to upgrade those points back up to the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and then he would have 350,000 points instead of just 300.
Yeah. Plus, you're gonna
Once
get
he got the bonus, yeah,
yeah. Plus, you're gonna get the 50% more with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Like Chase Sapphire Preferred gives you
yeah,
25% more. So if you're dealing
right,
with the portal, if you want to use the travel portal, you'll get 50% more. So it'll be more value in that. But yeah, you're in a good situation.
yeah, yeah.
But
No,
I would definitely
definitely.
go with what Jason was saying. Yeah, you could downgrade the card to the Freedom, and then sign up. Get a new Chase Sapphire Reserve card with the sign up bonus.
Supreme
So
deals. It does not matter if you have the freedom the unlimited already. Just downgrade it to another freedom card. You can have two. So think about it. If you have the 5% rotating categories and you max them out for that quarter, you still have another freedom card that you can get more 5% rotating categories on for that quarter if you plan on maxing out both. So you get more points earnings that way, and you can still have the reserve card, and you can move all those points to the reserve. So I would say just downgrade it to another freedom. So that way it's a no annual fee card and you're still able to get maximum value out of it.
mhm. Okay, and D-Fish did have a question for me. He's asking, let's see, do you have any other plans for interviews with other YouTubers? Found some great channels through your channel, including Flash. Yeah, I do want to do some more interviews. I haven't reached out to anyone lately. I've been kind of busy doing all this other stuff. But I'd like to know who you guys want. So if you guys can put it in the chat, if you guys are interested in me reaching out to certain people, I want to bring some people in that you guys are interested in seeing. Understand that not all people are going to probably respond. I have reached out to, I'll just put it out there, Ask Sebi, I reached out to him. I reached out to Credit Shifu. I didn't get a response from them. So other than that, if there are other people that are in the space that you want me to interview, then by all means put it in the chat, and I'll reach out to them, and then I'll show them this chat. My audience wants to see you. That's more pressure, right?
No, man, they're too big time for us. That's all it is, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope they
Yeah.
see it too. So,
It's funny though. Credit Shifu had me. He talked about me in one of his videos.
oh, did he?
So this was a while ago, but yeah, he talked
Yeah,
about me one. I did a video, and then he talked about what I was talking about, and it had showed me in the video and all that good stuff.
yeah,
So yeah, it is what it is. But and
yeah,
I don't. I mean, I totally understand. I'm the
yeah,
type of person. I'm a little different though, I guess, when it comes to.
yeah.
I don't care how big I get. I'm still gonna be there for other YouTubers if they're interested in doing an interview. It takes an hour of my time, an hour and a half of my time to sit down and
Right.
talk with someone. So it's not. And plus, you have an opportunity to reach more people.
Right, right,
Even
exactly.
on a different level, like on another person's channel, so on a more personal level, you're answering questions and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So I'm all for it. I would always respond. If I'm busy and I can't do it right then I'll at least respond and go with it like that. I had this guy Cakeology. He reached out to me yesterday, and he has a small channel, just got started, but hey, he's interested in doing a collab. Hey, let's do it. If I have the time, I'm there. I'm all there. So that's how I feel about things when it comes to that. But hey, I get it. If you if you're running like both these guys are running on a blog and they're doing their
Yeah, they're
YouTube
busy,
channel.
Yeah,
But
that can. I mean, just
yeah,
running a YouTube channel can be exhausting. So,
oh yeah, oh yeah. But
yeah,
at least a response. That's all I'm saying. A response. Hey, you
yeah,
know what? I got a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm not able to do any interviews at this time. Great, great. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just let me know if you guys have any ideas of people or you want people on the show. Just let me know and I'll be reaching out to
So,
them as well.
so I see a question here, Mr. Chocolazzo. He says, with your experience with Southwest on your last flight, will you consider getting the two Southwest cards for the companion pass? Uh, early on in my strategy, I was planning on getting them, but then started, I guess, kind of seeing different, better value in other cards. I definitely think that having the ability to get that companion pass is pretty sweet because it used to be, let me see, I want to say it may or may not still be the same, but it used to be you could get one personal and one business card. And now I think you can get one personal and two business cards ever since they brought in that new, I forget, was it the business performance card that they just came out with that had that 80,000 point sign up bonus? Um, I've thought about it. I don't, I mean, I know that card, I think it comes with like a $200 credit, but I would rather get the priority card rather than that performance card. Um, and I know that the cool thing about the Southwest cards is that they give you those anniversary bonuses every year. So once your annual fee hits, they tack on like a certain number of points into your Rapid Rewards account. And so I'm not sure how much it is with the performance card, but I'm assuming it's more than the priority card because the priority card, I think it gives you 7,500 points every year once you renew your annual fee. And so, I mean, that's a pretty sweet deal. And they give you, I think it's like $75 in credits, which bring down the annual fee. But I've thought about it. I haven't really decided if I want to pull the trigger on it. Technically, I could since I'm out of 524 now, and I could probably get those two Southwest cards to get that priority pass. Seeing how it's pushing up to the end of the year too, and I would have priority pass for 2 years, and I could fly. I could fly myself on points and then fly my player two on just on the companion pass itself for free, basically for 2 years. Well,
Yeah.
not for free, but pay the was it $5.11 on taxes or whatever. I mean,
Hmm.
if you're flying domestic, I mean that's nothing. That's basically free. That's why I like to say, you're getting this for free. I mean, what's $5? I mean, that's like a trip to the gas station for to the convenience store for a soda and a bag of chips or something like that. Um, so uh, that's all I'm saying. I mean, it's technically free. So
Yeah.
that's why I like saying things are free.
Yeah, people get oh man, it's just I
Yeah,
hear people say that all the time. Well, like, oh yeah, you can travel for free, and then people get on you. Well, it's not free. You got to pay taxes and
yeah,
fees, and you got to.
yeah.
And
It's
I
not
mean,
free.
some of this stuff is so like, okay, it's cheaper than anything you would ever
Exactly.
imagine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
If I can fly domestically for the same price as a stick of deodorant, then damn it, that's free. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. I mean, come on, get on an airplane
So
for the
yes,
price of, for the price
technically, yeah,
of,
technically it's not free, but it's damn near close.
yeah, for real.
It's the
I
closest to
mean,
free you can get. And they say
yeah,
taxes and fees. I mean, realistic. Like if you're flying domestic, it's what is it? The round trip ticket is like was it like $11, $12? I don't know. I can't remember. I think it's 11,
Yeah, no,
11.40.
it's 11:40. Yeah, and so I have a trip coming up where I'm going to Chicago because I'm going to the Bears Packers game.
Mm.
And I'm a big Chicago guy. If you guys can't tell, like I have the Cubs stuff back here. I'm always rocking Cubs hats or anything like that. But that's where I'm from. So like I'm always repping Chicago. I love going back out there to visit my family. So I'm actually going to the Bears Packers game, the first game of the NFL season, and I booked my trip on points, and I got 2 round trip tickets for like 8,000 points a piece, 16,000 points plus taxes and fees, which came out to 22.80. And I'm like, I'll take that any day. $22 to fly. If I were to drive to Chicago, that's like 16 to 18 hours. And there's no way I want to do that. And it's like an hour and 45-minute flight. So I'll take that any day for $22.
Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, people will say that. Now with hotels though, you can book hotels in certain
Yeah.
situations for
Yeah.
free. You're not paying
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah.
When I was
Yeah.
in Hawaii, I booked the Grand Hyatt completely
Yep.
free. They even waived. They
Yep.
had a resort fee. They waived the resort fee for me, so I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket. I got my bill back and it said zero, and it was the room that I booked was $630 a night, and they upgraded me to a room that was like $1,800 a night. So, yeah,
Oh
it's free.
shit!
What happened?
I'm just laughing at one of these comments. James Saeed, I want to say that's how you say your last name. Sorry, man. He said David TEC and Flashpoint Capital, best garden center in the game behind Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah. Yeah, James is funny, man. Yeah,
Oh man.
he's gonna be hooking up with me in Colombia
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
on one of my trips, so that'll be
Yeah.
fun. So Nate
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Jess is saying, let's see, I think the group could all collectively chip in points together to rent an epic mansion for a couple of nights a year. And we can call it the Travel Explore Click Annual Retreat Summit. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I fear though that after a couple of shots, that would get a little out of hand.
Yeah, we can gamble for points.
Right. No, that would
Yeah,
be pretty sweet.
yeah, that would
Now
be nice. And
here's another. Let me see. Here's another one. I have the Chase Freedom. Oh no. Okay, I already addressed that one, I believe. Okay, so pelt work. He said, how soon after a Freedom can I go for a preferred or reserve card? I would say 2 to 3 months, but
yeah,
I've seen it. I've seen it work with like 40 to 45 days. And, when I was getting my ink cards, I waited 40 days. And so, and I applied every 40 days for those cards, and I was approved. So,
yeah.
some people may not be able to hit those minimum spends like I was able to. But yeah, so it's really just up to you, really. Like if you're looking to get a bonus, you want to plan it out, and typically it's going to take someone about 3 months to hit a bonus of, like, let's say 5,000, minimum spend. So I would say space those out so that way you're not putting too much pressure on yourself to get those. You're not overspending just to get the bonus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one thing you do not want to do is overspend to try to get these sign-up bonus. I understand it's very important to hit the sign-up bonus, but you don't want to fall into debt. Okay, so make sure that you're able to handle it before you jump in. And the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Sapphire Reserve right now, it's $4,000 within the first 3 months. So make sure you can spend that, and you can kind of check, just kind of test how much you spend in a month, and then you can do that over time, obviously for the 3 months, and see if you're going to be able to get that card. But don't overspend. Don't do that. That's going to mess you all up. And then also look at or don't look at, don't do the manufacturer spend. Don't do that either. So make sure you're able to handle it. And you also need to look at your credit too, because the FICO, your credit to get a Chase Freedom card, you don't have to have as much, as far as your FICO score doesn't have to be as high, and you don't, the requirements are a little less. So you want to look at that too. You want to make sure that you can qualify for a Chase Sapphire
Yeah.
Preferred or Reserve.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to address just a couple things. Explore informed. Yes, you are so late. Damn it, you got here so late. I'm just kidding. What's up, man? Justin, he said Hyatt for 5K for life. That's funny. He said forget the mansion, Hyatt 5K for life. So
Yeah.
that was funny.
Yeah, we can rent out a whole floor
Probably for 5,000
at a
points.
Hyatt place. Yeah,
Seriously.
Category 1.
Here, why not just rent the ballroom out for 5K? It's all good. And then one more was James said, which is your favorite hotel card? Why? He said, I know David's is Hyatt. Well, I know your favorite hotel is Hyatt. Do you have the Hyatt card? You don't,
yeah, I have.
right? Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, I have the Hyatt card.
I forget.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Got to focus on your own cards, man.
But so I forget things on a regular basis. I just have so many things going on that I would forget my name if it wasn't on my driver's license. So, don't take it personally. But I would say my favorite hotel card right now is going to be the Hilton Surpass. It used to be the Ascend card, but it's the Surpass card now. Just because, you get so many things, you get priority pass with that card. The only downside to, I guess, their priority pass is that it's through Amex, and Amex, just went away with the whole $28 restaurant credit. But you still get gold status with Hilton, and, you get, fifth night free. And then since you're gold status automatically for having the card, you also get 80% bonus when you book using the card. When you book a Hilton stay using the card, so you'll get 80% more points on top of your base points. So I like that a lot. And yeah, so I'll take that over the Hyatt card right now. I don't have the Hyatt card, but I plan on getting it. I do have the Marriott business card, and I've stopped using that ever since I got the Hilton card. So so I'm going to go with Hilton for sure.
I would agree, actually, Hilton, but I like that Aspire card. I would jump into that one.
Yes.
That's the one that I really like. I think that is the Hilton Aspire card. I think is the best card on the market right now for hotels. I have that Hyatt card, the World of Hyatt card. I like the card. It's good. I like staying at Hyatt, and I like the fact that Hyatt works well with the ecosystem that I have. So that's the main reason that I have that card, and that's the main reason that I stay at Hyatt. But that Aspire card that's a good card to get. If you can afford that $450 annual fee, you get your money back though. You can work it out.
Yeah.
But you can get that annual fee back. But that's definitely the best card that's out there right now.
Yeah, I would agree. And so the reason why I applied for the Surpass card first was because I was in incognito mode on my browser, and I was just looking up for, what kind of sign-up bonuses I could get. And I ended up getting targeted for 150,000 point sign-up bonus for that card. And I thought, when I saw it, I was like, there's no way this is real. So I went ahead and applied, and they were like, as soon as I hit the sign-up bonus, because I was able to get that bonus with one purchase, because I had two big purchases coming up around that time. That's the same time that I got approved for the Chase Ink Unlimited. And so that card just so happened to come in pretty quick. Amex, they want you to spend on their cards real fast. So they expedite those things within like a day. You get your card pretty much, it seems like. I got my card and, was able to make that purchase and get that, hit that bonus. And, those bonus points showed up right in my account, like almost immediately. So I was like, oh, dang, okay. I was a bit surprised. I didn't think it was real because the public offer at the time was 125. And then I think now the public offer is 130. So I would always recommend, if you're looking for a higher sign-up bonus and you're not going to use a referral link, then try to do incognito on your browser or in your phone and try to get a higher sign-up bonus that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see. Oh man, I just lost. Okay, so we have some requests for interviews. Credit Card Maestro. I do want to hit him up. He's actually come on our chat before,
Yeah.
and then ask Sebi. So ask Sebi. So I already hit him up once. I'll hit him up again if you guys want me to do that. But
Yeah, so Credit Card My Show, the funny thing is I was watching one of his videos one time, and he has this he has this damn doorbell noise that pops off in the middle of his video, and it sounded so my house that I just moved from, the doorbell sounded the exact same, and I remember I had my headphones on and I was watching it, and I was like, it just goes ding dong, and I
who's
was
at the
like, wait,
door?
I was like, wait, what? Did somebody just ring my doorbell? So I legit walked to my door and I was just sitting there looking out and I didn't see anybody. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, who's sitting here ringing my doorbell and just like running away? So I had to go upstairs and I started looking out over the room to see if there's like any weird looking cars or anything. Mind you, my neighborhood's like very quiet. Like, you don't hear any noise. Like, everyone's real, nice and everything. And, oh man, like it got me. And then finally, when I rewinded the video, I heard it again and I was like, it's this damn video. So I remember I commented and I was like, man, if I ever see you, I'm just going to kick you in the shin for making me go check my door.
That's funny.
Oh, but
So
it had me laughing.
that's funny. So David said he'll put up 50,000 for Marriott and 50,000 for Amex. So
David, only 50? Come on, man.
or no,
Oh, no,
50. I'm sorry,
he said
500.
500. Okay. All
My
right. That seems like
eyes.
it.
I
Hey,
gotta
man.
zoom in closer. 500,000.
Yeah,
All
come on,
right,
man. You
man.
you have that ambassador status, dude. You should be putting up the whole thing. No, I'm just kidding.
He's big
Yeah.
baller over there.
Yeah,
All right.
right, exactly.
Okay, let's move on down, guys. We got a few more minutes, and let's see here. Waller's Wallet. Yes, I do want to reach out to him. Wise Flies. Wise Flies owes me a favor. I did a couple of collabs for him, so I'll reach out to him as well. I just wanted to kind of get an idea of who you guys want to have on the show, and who you guys currently watch. Let's see. And where are we here? All right, guys, this is a good time to hit the like button if you have not done so. We have about 47 people in the room and about 40 likes. So if you could please get the likes up, just get us up to at least 50. That will at least help out promoting the channel, especially after. So the replay. So in the replay, it'll promote it. It'll keep promoting it.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that Surpass card, that was I got the card for the high sign up bonus, but then I wanted, like, I think around that time they were doing the upgrade offer. It was like 150,000 points just to upgrade to the Aspire. So my whole plan behind it was I was going to apply for one Aspire card, get the bonus, and then possibly upgrade to a second Aspire card and try to get those, because if you think about it, that's $500 in resort credits that you get that go towards a booking. You know what I'm saying? Mm. And that was kind of my strategy behind it. But, like I said, everything changes. So it may or may not, I may or may not do it, but I really do like that Aspire card, like you were saying.
Yeah, it's a real good card. Okay, yeah. Will Walker, I think I'm behind you on the chat, but Will Walker saying, let's see, it's 62,000 for Delta first class flight to Honolulu. Is that worth the redemption? So what I always do, and I don't know if this 62 round trip or is this a one way. If it's a round trip, I would say it's worth it. Yeah. But if it's a one-way.
Yeah, and where are you flying from, Will, if you don't mind me asking? So I remember Will Schroep said he flew Delta, I think, from Atlanta, and he got it for like the same amount. So I would imagine if you're flying somewhere from the East Coast to Hawaii, then that's definitely going to be a good redemption. I mean, I don't know what the prices are looking like on your side, and in LA to Hawaii, so I wouldn't know what that would.
Yeah, what was it? I just flew out there. I flew economy though, so one thing you do need to look at too, and this is just one of the things that I always look at. I always go to seatguru.com,
Mm-hmm.
and I will pull up that flight because I want to know exactly what that plane looks like and the seats and the pitch and all the the room, all that stuff. I want to know all that because if you're gonna put up 62,000 and you're flying just a regular seat, it's not a lie flat. It probably is going to be just a regular seat because I think that's how they fly out to Hawaii for the most part. Then it might be worth it to save those points, pay cash if you can afford to, and then use those points for a flight overseas where you get like a real first class experience. So that's generally what I'll do is I'll try to save on that. Save my points on that. What's going on?
Champ, he said Credit Card Maestro is dope. He said dude has the softest voice ever. And that had me just laughing because he's true. Like he talks so soft in his videos. So he's like, "What's up, guys? Like, welcome to the channel." He's very soft spoken, but he's a cool dude. Yeah, but I just thought it was, I agreed with that, and I just thought it was funny that someone else brought that up. Um,
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
have him on the show.
yeah,
Hopefully he'll do
yeah.
it, and
No,
I'll hit
dude.
him up.
Like, I think we should definitely do a trio on one. Bring him onto the show, and all three of us just have a little chat because he's a cool guy.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And that brings up a good point. We will be doing interviews here, and I might do an interview on my channel, and Jason do an interview on his channel. So we're gonna kind of mix it up, but we will do interviews on here too. So we'll have 3 people on.
So I saw Justin asking next cards to get, and he named a few: Bank of America, Amtrak, the Banco Popular Vuela Visa, and then the Hilton business cards. He said they're looking good. Um, in my opinion, I don't see any value in terms of my general location for the Amtrak card. I think if you're more on the East Coast, like Boston, or even if you're Midwest area, somewhere up in those demographics, then that seems like a more logical choice in terms of Amtrak, because I'm not taking the train to and from places, and it just seems pointless to earn points that are basically going to have no value to me. And if I'm going to go to Chicago, I go to Chicago maybe 3 or 4 times a year, and I'm most times, like, my family is picking me up from the airport, so there's no reason for me to take the train or anything, or they just let me borrow a car and I just like commute around that way.
Mm-hmm.
So so I don't see anything on that. The Hilton business card though does look good to me, but that'll be somewhere more down the road.
Okay. Peltwork has a question. He's saying, is a 766 FICO score good enough to get the reserve? And yes, it is definitely
Yes.
good enough.
Yeah, definitely good enough.
720 is probably that'll get it. Even I've heard people say 700. So
yeah. I mean,
but 766 that's on the high. That's on the high end.
right. And the crazy thing is that some people get so I guess most people will freak out when they see their credit score drop, right? And it might be just because you're utilizing a card a little bit, more than what you were anticipating for a particular month, and you might have a small balance on it or something like that. The one thing that you guys have to know about when it comes to credit is that your credit score could drop. Just because your credit score drops, that doesn't necessarily mean that your credit worthiness has dropped with your credit score. So you could have a 690 credit score after you had like let's say 725, right? And if that credit score drops, that doesn't necessarily mean that your credit worthiness has dropped. So you might see, offers coming in for certain places, and you could still get approved for those cards just because credit worthiness and credit score are 2 different things. So, basically your credit worthiness tells the bank the likelihood of you making your payments on time and everything like that. So just because you might be overutilizing a certain card, and maybe you weren't planning on that, or let's say you had an emergency and you had to replace like a roof or something in your house, or an AC unit or something like that, and you had to put some emergency spend on there, then just know that that's not going to really affect your credit worthiness just because your credit scores dropped.
Cool, cool.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
no balance crew, Mr. Choco for sure.
All right. We're going to have to move down a little faster. We're coming up on time here. So
Okay.
um, I don't want to keep Jason too late. He's 2 hours ahead of me. So yeah, let's move down to the bottom here and see if there's any other questions that we have. Um,
Let me see. Let me see how I'm doing on time. I think I might.
okay.
If you're up for it, that's if you're up for it.
Yeah, we can go a little longer. So Dolly Dolly brings up a good question here. She's asking, let's see, have you thought about having a phone number for your viewers to call in, ask a couple questions? Yeah, you know what? Uh, I've been working on that, and when I say working on that, just behind the scenes, like getting a little template and everything, so it'll look all professional. But yeah, that's something I'd be open to. But yeah, I'd be open to it. It's hard for one person to screen everything. It's a little bit harder if I were doing it that way. So we would have to probably tag team that, and one person gets the call in because we're going to be doing the show, right? So one person gets the
Right,
call
right.
in and then sets everything up and then pulls them in. So we're gonna figure out this whole thing. It's gonna take a little time for us to kind of fine tune all this stuff. But yeah, definitely, I think that would be something that would be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing it the way that I'm doing it right here. I might go back to the old way that I was doing it because I was using a different platform before. I'm using my software that I use for all my live streams. But I might go back to the interview style software that I was using before, just because I can bring people in at like instead of doing the phone call, I could just bring people in if they want to do like video stuff like that. Whereas this, it's a little bit harder to do that. Okay, but yeah, all that stuff's in the works. We're gonna try to make this a real good show every Monday, and then hopefully we'll be able to do it on our own too on our other dates because Jason's gonna have another day. Have you picked a day yet, or are you still?
Yeah, I haven't yet. Like I said, I lost a lot of things in the shuffle and the move.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to try to get everything set up. I barely found my stuff to be able to do this live stream. I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly where that is. And then as time started getting closer, I was looking for everything, and I was like, oh no, where is this stuff at? And luckily, I found it. So I haven't really picked a day yet, to be honest. So, but
Okay.
I'll touch base with you, and we'll figure out how, because I know you have your schedule for your live streams, and I don't know how often you plan on, how often you want to be busy because we all work and everything like that,
Yeah.
and yeah, this kind of eats away a little bit of our downtime. So,
Yeah, I'm
you
just
know,
gonna quit my job and be a YouTuber that way.
yeah,
I can just do it all day.
yeah.
All
Well,
right, so Dolly was
hopefully,
saying, go
no,
ahead,
no,
man.
no, go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead. Dolly was
So
saying,
Dolly was just saying that she thinks that we should get Waller's Wallet, Exploring Forum, Justin, and Credit Card Maestro on for a live
okay,
stream. And maybe we can start doing that too, just have like a panel, a panel interview, have everybody on here, and we can kind of go back and forth and talk about different things. We can do that as well. So we can work that out.
okay. So, yeah, no, definitely for sure. I see something from Jessica. She said I got a
Ooh.
100K offer for the MX Platinum. If we get any other MX cards, probably we'll never get it again, like Hilton. So, from what I've heard, yes, that's true. If you apply for a different card and you're already an American Express customer, you're more than likely not going to get that offer for the 100K offer. So, usually the strategy is to apply for once you get that 100K offer for the Platinum, you go ahead and you tackle that first, and then you go for your other American Express cards after that, because that 100K offer will more than likely not ever show up again.
Yeah. So, but did she say she's gonna get it or
She
she's
didn't say. She was just, I guess she was just
get it,
asking, like,
Jessica, get it?
yeah, yeah. If I were gonna do it, I would get it. I messed up and I got the gold card first. So yeah.
So you got the gold, so you won't get that offer for the 100,000.
Yeah, more than likely I won't. I haven't received any mail for them. I mean, I've gotten mail for the green card, but I kind of just tear that up, and sometimes just pick up my dog's poop with it and whatnot, and throw it in the trash.
David had put a comment there. You're always welcome on the show, David. We tried a couple of times, but I want to bring you on anytime you want. So just let me know.
Yes, David,
Okay.
come on, man. He cracks me up, man. Like some of the stuff that he just.
Okay, so Dolly's saying, what does it say? I could get a Magic Jack to use for a call. I don't need Magic Jack. I can just use like a
Yeah,
Google Voice number. I don't need to
yeah.
I don't even
And
know how Magic Jack works.
well, I think GoDaddy has this free. I think it's called SmartLine by GoDaddy, and I think it's a free service where you can just have people call you, and it's like you use your actual phone number, except if they would call a different number and it would go directly to your cell phone instead of
Oh, I got you.
yeah, so it'd be considered like a business line,
It's like a
so to speak. So
forwarded number or
right,
something.
right, and it's an app you can download on your phone. It's pretty easy.
Okay, cool. All right. Other questions, guys? And Justin was saying that I'm welcome to come on his podcast. So, and I responded to him. Yeah, anytime, Justin. Let's see.
Cakeology said Flash got that big money. No, man, I'm still small money, man. No, man. Small. Until I see the numbers in my bank account reach to the goal that I have in mind, I'm still small money, brother. So yeah, I don't.
I don't even see that comment. Where is that?
It's down at the bottom. It's down at the very bottom.
It hasn't refreshed for me yet or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, yeah, I see it. All right.
Yeah,
Let's see. Anything else, guys?
P. Gill, man. So P. Gill is asking where have I been? Man, I have some videos coming soon. I moved, then I went to Mexico for a week, then I got sick for a week, and then I've been trying to find all of my stuff for making videos. I lost a lot of stuff in the move, so just trying to get everything going, man. That's all.
Yeah, you got to keep the videos coming. That's one thing when it comes to YouTube, because they will just drop you off you won't get. It's just weird how it works. Like if you don't do videos for a little bit, then they just drop you off, and then by the time you look again, like there are people that are that I've subscribed to, I don't even get any notifications from them anymore. So you want to make sure you hit that little bell notification too. That way, anytime I put out a video, you'll see it. Anytime Jason puts out a video, you'll see it. But other than that, if you stop doing videos for a couple of weeks, then they don't even promote you anymore to your subscribers, which is crazy.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is that it tells you how long it's been since you last posted just based off of your most recent video, your most recent upload, and it's like posted. I think I had one on, it was canceling or downgrading. That's my most recent video, and that was literally shot like a couple of days before I actually moved, and it says it was posted 4 weeks ago, and since then I think I've had about 130 subscribers, new subscribers.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm like, I thought this was not supposed to happen. Like, what's going on here? So I'm over, like, you remember that time I was telling you guys about 500 subscribers? Like, I'm at 600 now, and I haven't done anything in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was shocked to see that, but that's pretty cool.
And sometimes there's a lag too, like where you do a bunch of videos and stuff like that, and then it takes a little time for those, because if any of those videos take off, then you'll start getting subscribers just from that. Like I've had a few videos where they just take off and I start getting subscribers. So
yeah. So I see some people. So David said, I'd rather have the Apple Card than the CSP. I don't know about all that, but I mean, if the Apple Card had really good, like basically points earnings, like categories, then yeah. But basically the Apple Card is for Apple
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah,
And
and it depends on what other cards you have. I would
yeah,
agree
yeah,
with you if I had the Chase Sapphire Reserve, because I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred right now, and I have the
yeah.
Chase Sapphire Reserve. I need to. I know I need to downgrade the card. There's a reason why I kept it. I think I mentioned this last couple of streams ago, but I keep getting like I'm able to use that as refer a friend thing, and I keep getting I keep getting people signing up using that card. So it's like, do I downgrade it? And then now I downgraded to a Freedom, and I can't use the Chase Sapphire Preferred link anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of my thing there. I don't know.
Another thing is P. Gill. I want to shout him out real quick, just because whenever I was uh, below 500, he subscribed, and then he got his wife and his mom to subscribe, and that put me a little, like, I think at 501. So I was looking for I was like, how sometimes like you see your subscribers like count just kind of stay stagnant for a bit, and then all of a sudden, it might be like a week or something like that, and then all of a sudden you get one new one, and then that kind of matriculates, and it kind of starts turning into more subscribers. Well, after he did that, like, that's whenever it finally started going, up towards that 600. So I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, it's a struggle, but you'll get there, man. And once you hit, they say the first 1,000 is the hardest to hit. I agree. Like hitting 1,000 was hard, but once you
Oh
hit a
man,
thousand, then it just seems like things just start rolling.
yeah, that's what
And
I hear. That's what I hear. So I'm just looking forward to that. Once that happens, I feel like that'll happen. Like I mean, I know I'm still far away from you. I think you're at like 6,500, which is, to me, I feel like that's like unattainable. But
no, it's not.
yeah, everyone
I
starts off small.
I told people, and I have this video out. You can check it. December or not December, January 1st, 2018. I was at 990 subscribers, and I was like, that's when I was really gonna change the channel and do different things, because I had a whole different thing. I was talking about photography before, and so then I changed into the more travel credit cards. And you're asking why? Well, photography is what got me to travel, and then I got into travel reward cards as a result of that, because I wanted to travel more. But anyway, so I was at 990 at that point, and then a year and a half later, now I'm at 6,500. So you can really move fast once you get over that 1,000. All right. Any other questions,
Oh
guys?
man. So David and Nate and Jess are they're clowning on the preferred. So they're both saying I would use Pure Rail if I had the Chase Sapphire Preferred. It's like they have to sanitize their hands after touching that thing.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about it. I recommend the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I've always recommended that card. Um, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, if you're starting out, you might want to consider it. But I even look at now like the United Explorer card. I think that's an excellent card for people just starting out. I just think
Yeah.
it allows you, because of the TSA PreCheck, I think that, or the global entry TSA PreCheck, I think that's a really good perk for you to have starting out with travel. You're gonna need to fly somewhere. In most cases, if you're traveling, you're gonna take a plane somewhere. So having those points doesn't hurt, and it works with that ecosystem, with the Chase ecosystem. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I'm not
Reserve,
seeing
Mercury Plus
anything new.
All right, guys. So we'll take a couple of more minutes in the room. If you guys have any questions, you go ahead and put them out now. And let's hit the like button so we can get the likes up to 50. We're at about 45 right now. So if we can get 5 more likes, that would be excellent. Or maybe 3 more
Yeah.
likes, and then Jason and I will like the video when we're done.
Yeah, so we can get those likes. It'd be nice, man. It'd be nice. I think we'd get everything rolling for sure.
Yeah, and we're at a point now we want to promote this channel, or not this channel, but this show. So the more likes we get, the rebroadcast, people will see, oh, they're doing a show every Monday and it's at
Right.
5 p.m. And so that way people will start coming in. And I always say this, the more people that come in, the better, because we can help each other out when it comes to questions. Just like we had a perfect example today where we didn't know about the hard pull if you're doing a
Right.
product change. And we have someone in the room that just did the product change and they were
Yeah.
able to tell us how they did it.
Okay, so I see a question here from James. He says, I will be downgrading my City Prestige to a no annual fee card. Any suggestions? I currently have 70,000 thank you points. Um, okay, so I'm not as schooled to the city game, but I would probably say the city, is it
Is it double
rewards plus?
cash?
Well, the double cash is the obviously the cashback card, and I heard that they're going to allow you to transfer those cashback points to city thank you points,
Mm-hmm.
but there has been no new, I guess, no new articles kind of coming out that say, how they're going to allow you to transfer those. People aren't sure if it's going to be the full, 2%, that you can, those 2 points for every dollar spent or whatever. One when you buy, one when you pay the card off. But they, city hasn't come out with anything saying, if they're going to allow you to get like 1.5 to every two that you transfer up to thank you points. So I guess to be safe right now, the rewards plus card is a no annual fee card, and I'm pretty sure that still will keep you in the thank you points area. So I would go with the rewards plus. Let me see. Let me see if I can look it up real quick.
But do you have, I guess my question is, do you have the travel portal and do you have the transfer partners? Because it wouldn't make sense to downgrade the City Prestige to a card where you don't have access to the transfer partners in the travel portal. So
Right.
that would be what I would be interested in.
Yeah, and if there's anyone else out there, so okay, thank you
Because you have
points
the
transfer
Premier.
and downgrade to dividend for the category is better. Okay. Yeah, the City Premier is like their mid-tier card though, so it's
Yeah,
like
so it's $95 annual fee.
$95.
If you're
So
trying to get away from that 450 or 495, what it is now, and go down to something, I wouldn't want to take that 70,000 thank you points that you have right now and then transfer it down to a cashback card where now you don't have an opportunity to use it for travel and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know where you are with the City Prestige. If you've already paid the annual fee and you're waiting, or you're getting ready to have to pay the annual fee, and you don't want to do it. You want to downgrade before that. But yeah, that's you just want to make sure you keep those points as powerful as possible, and they're going to be powerful if you have the travel portal and the transfer partners. So you can downgrade it to the $95 one, the Premier, and still be okay, I think, and you don't have to pay as much. But yeah, I don't have a city. I don't only city card I have is the Advantage card. So yeah, I don't really have a hard fast answer for you, but I wouldn't jump to downgrade it until you know.
yeah, I would agree with that as well. So I see a question from Justin. Some criticize the hobby as being selfish. How have you used cards, deals to help others? I think we're in an excellent position to give others great experience and help them save points and make money.
Wait, what was that question?
Yeah, do you
Oh, some
see it?
criticized hobby. Oh yeah, yeah, I see it now. Here.
Yeah, yeah,
Let
yeah,
me see
yeah.
some
So,
criticized hobby being. So criticized hobby, like doing what we're doing, is being selfish.
yeah. I guess the points and miles as being selfish. Yeah.
In what sense though? What are you talking about, Justin? Explain a little bit more. So it criticizes as being selfish for earning points and using them.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, I I haven't really done much with my cards to help anyone out, but I do give advice when someone that has good credit. So like I'll give you an example. Like my dad has immaculate credit. His credit's like somewhere around the 840s, and he has the Chase Freedom card, but he does not ever activate the 5% categories. And I slap my head every time. And I'm like, what are you doing? Right. So I try to give him advice on, things, because he's the one who taught me, everything on how to deal with my finances and be responsible financially. Everything that I try to do in terms of like investing, trying to, get real estate properties and anything like that to make to have income properties. I get all the advice from him, and basically I just go from there. So he doesn't. He was the one who always told me credit cards are bad for you, and now I'm trying to get him at least into getting like the Sapphire Reserve to go with that Chase Freedom. And I've already set he didn't even have an online account set up, so I've already set up his online account and activated his 5% rotating categories. I told him every 3 months I'm going to come to you and tell you, hey, it's time to activate those categories. And he's starting to get on board, because he wants to retire here pretty soon, and he wants to travel a little bit more without having to really use any of his retirement money. So that's probably the only way I've really helped people, is by giving them advice on things to help them travel
Yeah,
for a little
you're
bit
helping
cheaper.
them right now on the channel.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah,
I
this
mean,
too as
we
well.
spend time talking. I mean, this is, yeah. But I think he wrote something else on here, about the hobby even shaming me. So shame me for me. What is that on your hat?
Oh yeah, no. So Explore Informed asks, is that who I think it is on your hat? If you think it's Bob Ross, yes, it's Bob Ross. This is my guy. So that's the mood I'm in today. Do you know who Bob Ross is, David?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you're gonna have to YouTube him and watch Bob Ross. Like he's super chill, soft-spoken guy, and he's white dude with the beard and the afro, and he paints.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what
Yeah,
that
you know.
is. He used to be on like what, PBS or something way
Yeah,
back in
yeah,
the day.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
so that's who's on my hat right now.
Okay.
I had to show up today in some type of mood.
Yeah. So Justin, I read your other comment there. I don't really understand what you're saying as far as how is that related to points. So you're saying past coworkers were hard on me about the hobby, even shaming me because being cheap, expecting handouts, even after my generosity. Past friends did. Yeah, I don't really understand where you're going with it, Justin. But yeah, when it comes to points, yeah, I haven't given points to anyone or anything like that.
I
But
won't
I
ever do
do,
that
yeah,
unless maybe my parents. That's about
yeah,
it.
absolutely. And I will talk with people about it if they want to listen. Not everyone is into points. I get it. Not everyone wants to get a credit card, so I get that as well. But if people do have questions, I will try to help them out in that aspect. If they are planning a trip and they tell me, hey, because this is what I do have a lot of people hitting me up because they see I travel a lot, and so they'll start hitting me up. I'm like the travel expert now at work because they know I travel all the time, so they're always hitting me up with these different questions and stuff. So I'll help them out with that. But I haven't come across any like people thinking that I'm selfish for doing this. Uh, and I tell them there are a lot of people that I do tell. Yeah, I use travel reward credit cards. That's how I travel. But yeah, a lot of people
Yeah,
just don't want. A lot of people just don't want to. They don't want to. It's too much work. It's too much work for them. That's what
yeah,
it
it
is.
really is. It's crazy. Just because, and you don't realize it until you actually start getting real deep into it. All the research that goes into, your strategy and how you want to redeem points. Because you think about it, when you first start off in points and miles, you don't know how to use the transfer partners. You don't even know what the hell transfer partners are at that. So it really is a lot of work and research that goes into just trying to actually get into this whole hobby. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so Justin's saying here, yeah, he's taking friends on trips, and a lot of friends that can't afford to go otherwise. Yeah, I've never done that. I've never done that. Yeah, I guess I could see that being kind of a slippery slope. You take a few friends on trips, and then the other friends want to go, and they think that you're not. Why are you taking this friend and not that friend? Yeah, I don't get into that. Family's different. Yeah, if it's my family, then I'll help them out. And I've gotten my parents' rooms before with Hyatt
Mhm.
at Hyatt. So stuff like that I'll do for family, but like friends, yeah, no, I don't want to step into that
Right.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'll teach friends and talk to them. If they have questions, I'm more than happy to invite them over to have dinner, talk about, points and miles, like, hey, we have this, I have this credit score, everything like that. Um, but in terms of like saying, hey, you want to come with me? I'll pay for your trip on points, because then it kind of goes into like this vicious cycle of like almost expecting that. Like if you mention, oh, I'm going on a next trip, and then they're kind of maybe, might have the, be of the mindset that, well, maybe he might invite me, or and I'm just cutting that off, because if I'm doing all this work, I'm doing it for my immediate family, for people that are closest to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just going to go give points away for someone who, who knows in 2 or 3 years you may not even be, close with anymore. So, they got a free trip off of you and you're down maybe 20,000 points. So,
Yeah, and or they get to that point where, and I have had okay, so I've traveled with a few friends, and I have had some friends hit me up like, "Hey man, can't you get a good deal? Like you got all these points, and you do this and do that." I have had that. So I guess in one aspect, yes, I've had people hit me up like that,
right.
but I never. Yeah, like okay, if I have status at a hotel, then I'm going to use my status, and they can come along for the ride when it comes to that. But I'm not using any extra points or anything like that. So if they happen to come with me, and we get we were in Thailand, I had a buddy in Thailand. Me and my buddy were in Thailand, and we got 2 rooms. We got upgraded. We got upgraded for both the rooms. The rooms were on my account, but he paid for the room. And so that, like, he got an extra perk because he paid their standard room rate and then got upgraded in that in that situation. But yeah, I guess I can understand what you're saying. Yeah, if you start taking friends and they know you use points and you have a status and all that stuff, then they are expecting things out of you, like, oh yeah, you should be able to get this, you should be able to get that, and where it's like, yeah, just like Jason's saying, we're doing the work. We're doing all the work. We're doing the stays to get the elite status, and we have the credit cards that are getting us, certain things. The lounge access when we go to the airport. Like, I don't mind sharing all that stuff, but it could get to a point where some people might expect that.
Yeah, like I
And
mean, you're spending your hard-earned money to earn these points, right? And you're the one going through the stresses of making sure that those balances are paid off every month and everything like that. And then for someone to come in and just say, "Hey, would you mind paying for a flight for me or a hotel for me?" you know, I'd be like, okay, you want to give me some money? Like, give me the money to pay for these points, because I that's what I had to do. You know what I mean? So for
yeah,
me, unless, like I said, unless it's my parents, I'm probably not like gonna just be dishing out points. I mean, you remember that first Hyatt place that I told you I stayed at just
hmm
recently, and I spent like 5,000 points for one night. Well, that room was so big that I could just be like, hey, there's basically like 3 beds here. So I was like, you guys just come stay in here. I only need one bed. I don't need the other two. So,
hmm
just come stay. So that's the way some people have benefited from me, but I won't ever just give points away. Like I said, unless I'm going to book something for my mom or dad. That's pretty much it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the same thing, but I can see it. Like I said, I've gone to lounges with
Hmm.
friends before. I've done stuff like that, but I've never directly given anyone points. So that's not that's not my style.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So,
Let's
let me
see.
see.
James has a question here about Colombia. Let's see. I'm traveling to Medellin, Colombia, October. Do you know roughly, speaking, what dates you'll be? Okay, so my plan. Let me pull up my little calendar right now, and I need to book this flight. I keep saying I need to book it. I haven't booked it yet. One of the good things I like. One of the things I like about points is you can kind of wait till not the last minute, but you don't have to book it like right away. In most cases, you can wait a little bit. So I do like that. Whereas before, I used to always be rushed, like thinking, "Oh, I got to do it as soon as I can." That way, I don't have to pay, extra as far as the rate. Okay, so my tentative plan right now is October 4th. So fly out on October 4th. I'll be in Bogota for 3 days. And then on Monday the 7th, flying to Medellin, be in Medellin from the 7th through whenever I feel like going home. I haven't decided when I'm leaving yet, but it'll be at least 7 days in Medellin. So that's my plan, James.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, man. You know, who was it? Was it Braveheart that's trying to go to Japan? I believe that
Yeah, he
sounds like
was.
that sounds like a really fun trip. Like I would really like to see how that trip plays out. If there's any way that he could like post his stuff in the WhatsApp group or on the Facebook group, that would be cool to see how that trip to Japan goes, because he said it just so happens to be around the time that the Olympics are going on. And I wanted to do that, but you remember how I told you that I'm trying to hoard points at the moment. And so,
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay, let me
Another thing.
go
Oh,
ahead.
go. No,
No, no,
you
no.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I'm looking at the points here. I'm trying to see if this thing is
Oh,
updating.
yeah. So another thing is, I guess the Marriott devaluation. People always go crazy with devaluations, and I understand that. But I mean, what can we really do? As a consumer. I mean, not everyone's going to strike, Marriott and force them to, give us a better redemption for points. So, um, I think just before I had applied for the Surpass card, Hilton had just done a devaluation as well, and I still see a lot of value in the Hilton card itself. So I mean, I don't know. Some of you guys, I know that some of the guys were in the WhatsApp group talking about the devaluations, and
Hmm.
if there's anyone who's not in the group, like, what are your thoughts on these devaluations? I mean, me personally, I don't care. That's my opinion. I know there are some people that actually do care, um, but as long as I can at some point I'll still be able to redeem a free night or two, with one of these, hotel chains. So, I don't really see anything wrong with it. I'm still earning points. That's all I care about.
Yeah. It's and they did it in such a way where it was you have the peak and the off peak. So they tried to hide the fact that we don't know what they're doing yet. So let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? Because you have off peak, so you do have an opportunity at using less points to stay. But I just think personally it's probably going to be heavily more toward the standard and the peak rate as opposed to the off peak rate. Oh man, so yeah, you know what? It looks like the points aren't showing up here.
So, P. Gill is asking about the WhatsApp group. He says, "Where have I been?" Uh, so I don't know
Let's.
if you want to post it. I think the link is in the description, right, for the WhatsApp group.
I usually put it in there, but I don't
Yeah.
think I put it in there this time
Um,
here.
Okay, so Jay Strong just asked a question about using your ultimate rewards points for Airbnb. That's I'm pretty sure you can't. Like,
No.
yeah, it's not possible. I haven't seen anything. I actually tried to research that a while back, and I came up with nothing. But a lot of people like using I forget which credit card it is that has the eraser tool. Do you remember? Is
Oh, the
it the
venture
Venture
card?
card? Yeah. So a lot of people actually like using the Venture card. I don't have the Venture card, so I don't know, too much about a lot of Capital One products. But with the Venture card, you can make the purchase for your Airbnb and then use the eraser tool to erase that purchase. So basically, that's how you get that Airbnb for free. Um, Other than that, I mean, I've never seen any literature on, or just kind of anything in general on being able to use Ultimate Rewards points for Airbnb.
Oh yeah, look, Streamlabs is working now. Okay. The
There it
bot.
is.
I'm just looking at the bot. I just reset it. Unfortunately, I don't know if the points, I don't think the points were being added. So I don't know what was going on. I had to turn them off and turn them back on. So I don't know if I could do that. I was going to say I'll give people points, but I don't want to just give everyone points, even if people weren't watching. So it looks like it is working now. But yeah, and as far as Airbnb, I think you can buy gift cards too. Someone mentioned this before. It's something I never even thought
Really?
about.
Ooh, I didn't
But
even know
like,
they had gift cards. That's
yeah,
crazy.
I think you might be able to buy gift cards, so you can use. Like, I don't know if you can buy gift cards at office supply stores. That'd be great if you
I was,
could.
I was just
Airbnb.
about to say that. I'm gonna get like 5 Airbnb gift cards with my Chasing
Yeah,
Cat to get 5x. That'd be
I'm
so
telling
dope.
you. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
don't know if that's possible. I need to do some more research on that. But someone did mention that you can buy gift cards, Airbnb gift cards. So just something to
Yeah.
think about. Okay.
Let me see. So there's a question here that it's been a while. So Mr. Choco, um, he says, how much points do you think before you can book your first trip? Pick an example of a recent trip, hotels, flight, etc. So um, I'll go ahead and use my trip that I have coming up to Chicago. I booked that completely on points just because I spent a lot of money on the game itself, so those tickets weren't cheap because it's a big rivalry. So I
Hmm.
was like, well, if I'm gonna spend this, let me just get this trip for free. Might as well. Well, let's say close to free, because
Hmm.
someone's gonna watch this and then they're gonna go blab about it on their channel and be like, "You're not getting it for free. It's free to me. I don't care." uh, but so my flights were 8,000 points apiece. I transferred Ultimate Rewards points to Southwest. So I'll be flying into Midway. I usually fly into O'Hare, but I'll be flying into Midway. That's 16,000 points plus $22 in taxes for domestic flights. And then I originally had a Marriott booking that was 35,000 points for each night. And I canceled that booking and transferred more Ultimate Rewards points to Hyatt. And I got it for a cheaper rate. Rather than using 70,000 points, I'm only using 30,000 points through Hyatt. And I'm staying at the Chicago Athletic Association, which is right across from Millennium Park, right in downtown, off of the Magnificent Mile. And
Hmm.
so in total, that's running me 46,000 points for two people to travel, round trip and stay, I'm staying for 2 nights only just because traveling and flying, it can get exhausting. And then, I want to get back home a little earlier. So that's basically what that's going to cost me, 46,000 points for a solid little, 2.5, 3 day trip, whatever it is. So it'll be 2 nights and 3 days. So, I'm cool with that because we're flying out early in the morning. I like doing that just to maximize the amount of time I get to spend away, like somewhere else. So
Hmm.
I'll fly in 5 a.m., get there, by like 7:30. Um, you know, start roaming the streets. That's pretty much it, and do everything I can while I'm there, and maximize my time. So that way, by the time it's time to go home, like I'm all right. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm ready to go. I've done enough here.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Cool.
yeah. So
And as far as is, I can talk about Colombia trip. I just went on a Colombia trip. I talked about the Hawaii trip. I can't even think right now. My brain is so tired. But my Colombia trip, basically, I fly business class when I go to Colombia, and it's 70,000 points for a round trip. business class, and then I usually do Airbnbs, but I usually do Airbnb, so I'm just going to say Airbnb. That's what I use. So I don't use points for that. I pay cash. It's like $25 or $30 a night for Airbnb, a whole apartment. So this next trip I'm doing, it'll probably be about $300 for the Airbnb, and then the flight is going to be, it's taxes and fees are usually around just under $100, like maybe like $89, and then that's pretty much what I'll use. But I don't always just do points, all just straight points. I'll do a
Yeah.
lot of the points and try to kind of mix and match. The
Mm-hmm.
airfare, I like to use points for airfare. Hotels, it just depends on what's available. If they do have Hyatt properties that are available, it's a Hyatt place, and I'll usually go with that. But if they don't, then I can always do the Airbnb hotels. I like to travel to places where it's affordable already. So the
Mm-hmm.
hotel rooms are going to be relatively inexpensive, and then the Airbnbs they'll be even less than the hotels. I forgot to mention one thing. So it will be a little bit more because I'm going to Bogota. So I will go to Bogota. I'll be staying at the Hyatt Regency. They have a Hyatt Regency out there. At first, I was going to use points, but it's only $100 a night, and so I'll pay the $100 a night. The points, if I remember correctly, it was, I want to say 12,000 points a night. So 12,000 points a night, it's not worth it. I mean, the value there
Right.
is less than 1 cent per point. It's not a good value. So that's where you have to look and say, okay, 12,000 points or $100. I'll pay the
Yeah.
$100 and
Any
save
day
those
for sure.
12,000 points. So
For
that's how I'll go
sure.
with that.
Yeah. Like for my trip, I was saving. I think so. I think the flights were somewhere around like 250 if I would have paid cash. And then for that Chicago Athletic Association was going for like almost $400 a night. So to pay 15,000 points for almost 400, I'll take it. Compared to actually paying $400 a night, because what most people don't understand, if you're in Chicago and it's game day in Chicago for the Bears game, Magnificent Mile,
Oh,
Michigan Avenue.
you're in my screen.
Oh, my bad.
I had that thing on your screen.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
trying to
okay.
look at these points because it didn't update.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start adding points. So go ahead and keep talking, Jason. I'm trying
Oh,
to just figure this
so
out in my head.
so what most people don't understand is that the Magnificent Mile on game day, it like think of like the worst traffic jam you've ever been in, like, and you're just at a steady, just not moving at all. And it could be like that for hours, and you could be literally maybe 50 feet away from the stadium and still waiting in a car if you were not smart enough to get out and just walk. But it can get pretty crazy. So staying where I'm staying, it's probably about a 20-minute walk to the stadium. So I'm just going to do that. Or I could just take a pedicab and just have someone kind of bike us over to the game. But yeah, that's why I chose that hotel, because it was cheaper for one. And then for two, it was a lot closer to the stadium. And, I wouldn't have to worry about trying to, you know, uh, miss, kickoff time or anything like that to make it to the game, because I mean, it's Thursday night football. It's going to be a fun game. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that should be fun, man. I'll be
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
for you. I'll be looking for you out there.
yeah. Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is while I was in Mexico, you go, I was in Playa del Carmen. So you're walking down Fifth Avenue, and Fifth Avenue is, I mean, it's basically like Austin 6th Street. If you're going to East 6th and West 6th, like most people, if you've ever been to Austin, East 6th and West 6th, I mean, that's a pretty long walk. If you're familiar with Magnificent Mile, that's a mile walk. That's a pretty long walk. So this whole thing was just as long, except it was way more humid over in Mexico than I've ever felt. I'm not used to that humidity over there.
Hmm.
Um, but they had like all these little things where they were selling football teams, like, and I bought one of those wrestlers masks, and it has like the little the Bears symbol on there.
Hmm.
And I was like, I might wear this to the game, but then I don't want them to think, like I'm, just some crazy person, walking in with a mask, going to do something dumb, I mean, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I haven't had any experience with, seeing anyone walking in, like Raiders fans, I guess, Raiders fans, they look crazy. So I mean, I'm not exactly
Hey,
sure how.
Bears fans, they look pretty crazy too.
Yeah, the only thing is they're crazy is being in sub-zero temperature with their shirt off.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it's a whole different kind of crazy.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. What I'm doing right now is I'm adding points. I'm adding 100 points to everyone. If you added a super chat, then I'm adding 200.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So,
so Alan Rodney, what's up, man? So he said Office Depot has Airbnb gift cards,
oh,
um,
okay.
up to $500. That's pretty sweet. So,
Bam. There you go.
well, man, see, that's why
Yeah,
it's so good to have these questions raised up in these chats because someone knows. And I don't go
yeah,
to Office Depot. Well, I go to Office Depot a lot, but I'm never looking for Airbnb gift cards. So yeah, so that's always nice.
yeah. That. I'm gonna get some now. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get some. I wasn't even. Someone mentioned that. I don't know who mentioned it in a stream, and that's another good reason why I like doing streams because we help each other out. And someone did
yeah,
mention
yeah,
that about
100%.
getting Airbnb gift cards. I'm thinking, oh, okay, well that could work. So definitely get 5 points for every dollar spent.
Yeah,
That'll
for
work.
sure.
Okay, so I need to just remember. Hopefully, I can remember everybody that's in the room. If for whatever reason you're in the room and you don't have an extra 100 points, let me know. Okay, so Mr. Choco, which one was the one that was in the room though, or is that the same person? So you have two accounts.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, we'll just give it here. Okay. Uh,
Braveheart saying, "How about 2x points for technical difficulties?"
yeah, I'm giving you 1x points. How's that? Anthony Fears, was he in here?
I don't remember seeing anyone named Anthony in here.
I don't remember seeing him, so we'll skip. Explorer Informed, I know was Explorer Informed was in here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cakeology was in here. All right, Cakeology, you getting 200 because you gave a super chat. Appreciate that. So you'll be a total of 300. And Jason, if there's any other questions, because I'm going to try to get through these while we're
Um,
here.
no, I don't see anything else. I just see
Okay,
people giving other
Jason.
information on Hyatt, and that's about
Yeah,
it.
Life for Business. I don't think he was in here. Jessica was in
Oh,
here.
oh, Jessica did ask a question just now, and this is addressed to you. So it says if player one has a reserve and player two has a business inc, can player two transfer points to player one's reserve?
Ooh.
I think so, as long as
Can you
the
pull
last
points
name.
or?
You can't pull points, but I think you can transfer points within your household. So
Oh,
I would imagine there might be some stipulations to that. You might have to have the same last name, you know. Um, but I know I've seen it. I've seen it before where I've tried to transfer points and it says transfer to another member of your household in the in the portal. So I don't. I've never tried that, so I would say just you know be cautious.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So oh god, there's a few people. This is gonna be crazy here. I didn't realize there's
Yeah.
that. I'm glad there's that many people in the room, but are there at least you guys were in the room at one point? Will Walker, he was here, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 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 So Michael's telling you that David is only getting 50% credit tonight, and then David rebuttals with, "You will never pass me."
All right, guys. At the end of the month or at the beginning of each month, it's going to reset, so you guys will have an opportunity to take David down. Oh man, let's see.
So, Jessica, are you saying that you want to transfer points to What's HH? To me, when I see HH, that's Hilton Honors. And if you're talking about Hilton Honors, that's only sorry, I can't speak right now. It's only American Express that will transfer to Hilton Honors, but you wouldn't want to transfer membership reward points to Hilton Honors because that wouldn't be a smart move. If you wanted to pull Hilton Honors points, you could do that. They allow you to pull those points, but in terms of ultimate rewards points, it has to be member of your household. So, yeah. Yes, you can transfer between spouses. So,
Cool. All right, guys. I think I think I've added most people. You can check your account right now. Just put exclamation point points. See where you are. Hopefully you're 100 up, and then if not, then just let me know, and I'll try to see if I can if I can if I can add you later. Okay.
I just, I
What's
just,
it?
I might have given some bad advice just now.
What's that?
So, she's asking ink business cards to the reserve. I don't think you can do that because it's a business card and a personal card. I
Transferring
think
the points though?
yes, but she's talking about to her spouse. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
I got you.
you get what I'm saying? So you can transfer the points from the ink card to the reserve card if if they're both your accounts, but
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that between spouses.
Okay. All right. So we'll give it a couple more minutes, guys, and then we're gonna take off. But you can check your points now to see where you are. And is it working or is it not even working? I thought I saw it working earlier. Is it stop working again? Maybe they're having some technical difficulties with the
Yeah.
whole thing. It looks like it worked. Nate and Jess put it in there and it worked for them. But that's the only one that I saw work. Now I don't see it working anymore. Yeah, maybe this whole thing is in like a cloud space, so it's not on my
It's your
computer.
bot, dude. The bot is just
Yeah.
doing you wrong right now. And I see a lot of people trying to get their points right now too, or they're trying to check them at least.
Yeah, so
So
it worked for a second and it went away. I added the points already and they're saved in there. Hit me up offline if you're saying, "Oh, I had point I was watching, I didn't get points." But I've updated it, so at
so
some point we'll have to figure it out. But it's
apparently your WhatsApp group link isn't working. So I don't
oh,
know. I
really?
guess yeah, that's what I just saw a comment on there that said the WhatsApp link wasn't working.
Let's see here. Okay. Let me try to get on my WhatsApp right now. Okay. Okay, here's here's the link. And where's that? Where I wonder where that WhatsApp link was that wasn't working because I want
It
to.
was in your description, so it was the right in your description. I'm assuming
Okay,
because
yeah,
I
try that one. See if that one works. And I'm gonna have to change that because I have like a template of the link. So if it's not working, then I'm gonna have to change it. All right, guys. Any other questions? P Gill saying it's in the description. So that link, hopefully that link will work. I just got a new link from WhatsApp, so that one should work. Okay, Alan, thank you for stopping by. Dave's saying keep on talking. He wants those points. Look at him.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's see. What is Alan saying here? I would expect that points can be at least transferred from the ink card to your ultimate rewards.
Yeah,
Earn
they can.
personal, yeah, and they're all one. Like ultimate reward points are ultimate reward points, but
Yeah.
the question was transferring it between spouse.
Yeah, he said transfer it to your personal reserve card and then to your spouse, or transfer it to your
Oh,
personal
I see
account.
what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean that's a good way to go too. D Fish was asking World of Hyatt card. What does World of Hyatt card status give you with free upgrades or breakfast?
Uh, the World of Hyatt card. Wait. What was the question? Or the
Does the World of Hyatt card give you status with free upgrades or breakfast? I mean, I got free breakfast
no?
at a Hyatt place for 5,000
Yeah.
points. I don't even have status with them. So
Yeah. So the way it works is with the World of Hyatt card, you'll be Discover status. So Discover status, they will give you. They call it an upgrade, but it'll be like a location, I'm sorry, a view. So you might, let's say if you're staying near the water, you might have a beach view instead of the mountain view or whatever. Free breakfast, they won't give you free breakfast if you're staying at a Hyatt Regency and above. Hyatt Place and Hyatt House, they offer free breakfast for anyone who's a member. So you don't even have to have the card. As long as you're a member, you'll get the free breakfast. That's one of the things they're one of the reasons I really like staying at the Hyatt Place. Hyatt Place is just like a regular hotel room. A Hyatt House will have the little kitchen area where you can cook and stuff like that, and they'll have a fridge. They'll have a pretty decent sized fridge. So that's the way that's set up. Looks like yeah, okay. So that person did join in. P. Gill looks like he joined in the WhatsApp group. Okay,
all
but
right, TC. Dave, sorry man, I gotta cut this short, man.
yeah, we're good, man. We went way
Yeah,
past. We went 45 minutes past. Wow.
sorry man. I'm getting called to do some work right now, so
Yeah, you better
I
get it.
gotta cut
You
this
better get
short,
it
man.
done. All right,
Yeah,
guys. All
money
right, Jason. Thanks for stopping by, man. And we're gonna be doing this. I'll close it out so you can go ahead and take off, man.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you guys next Monday. If you're not subscribed to my channel, feel free to go subscribe. If not,
Don't
I'll
feel
see you.
free. Go subscribe. He's got good content. Get over there.
All right, guys. So I'll see y'all later. Thanks.
All right. Take care, Jason.
All right, man. See you.
All right, guys. So we are going to close out here. Thank you guys all for stopping by. And I didn't even realize it had gone so much past the time there. And yeah, we'll be doing this every Monday. So we're going to come on. We'll have different topics and stuff like that we'll talk about. I think it was a really good show today. And I'm hoping that all the points worked out right. I don't know what was going on with the whole bot thing. I'll check into that to make sure that's working for the next live stream. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. And like I said, it did work, right? It worked once, and then for whatever reason, it stopped working. And all I did was what am I saying? Let me try it one more time. I just reset it, and I just turned the bot off and turned it back on, and then it worked. But for whatever reason, that was it. That was it. It was done after that. So no worries though. I can always add the points later. I did add 100 points to pretty much everyone that I saw that was in the room. So if you look at your points and say, "Oh, I should have had more points," then just hit me up the next live stream we do, and we'll add some more points to the account. And I have a list here of everyone that's in the room, so I can kind of go off that too, and add. I pretty much think I got everybody for the most part. I think there might be a couple that I didn't get. So, all right, guys, we're going to take off here. And thank you guys for stopping by. I'll have a video out tomorrow. And then I'm not doing videos every day anymore, but I will be doing some videos. So you'll probably get at least 2 more videos this week, regular videos. And then we'll jump on another live stream. And then with Cakeology, he's going to be back on the. He's going to be on the show. I think we're going to do it next Thursday. I told him Thursdays, but I don't know if we if we even agreed on which Thursday. So I think next Thursday will work out better. So I'm going to hit him up about that. But he's got some really good content. You want to go over and check out his channel. Like I said, he just got started, so he's got a lot of good information. And so if you have a business and you want to get business credit, and I'm very interested in this, if you want to get business credit, then go over to his channel and check it out and subscribe, because he's got some good content when it comes to that. And another thing to think about too, like if you have a business, like I was saying earlier, if you have a business and let me give you an example. I have the Chase Inc. Cash card, the Chase Inc. Chase Inc. Business Plus card, the Chase Inc. Unlimited card. So I have those cards already, right? Now, because what I want to do is I have a photography business. I don't have a business for this stuff, for the YouTube stuff, and I'm starting to. I mean, this is becoming a side business with monetization and all that, making a little bit of money on the side, and so I want to create another business. And so if I do create another business and I go LLC route, or I do it that way and start building credit, well, guess what? I can start applying for credit cards, and then I can have additional credit cards that are just for my media empire, whatever. But you get what I'm saying. So for just YouTube, I can have another business going, and so that will allow me to what? Earn more points, right? And I can have two Chase Sapphire, I can have two Chase Sapphire reserves if I really want, but I can have two Chase Ink cards. I can not Chase Sapphire reserves. What am I saying? I can have two Chase Ink cash cards, two Chase Ink. You get the point, right? I can double up. So something that I want to do. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for stopping by, like I said, guys, and we'll be back on Saturday. So I'll be on Saturday, and then next Monday we'll have another live stream. Talk to you guys later. Bye. I got the no-go. So there's a button that I push to go to the next screen, to the end screen, but it's not working. So it'll work this, or no, it won't work that time. Where is it? Where is my button? There it is. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.